evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to everybody watching around the globe on Epicenter TV. Welcome to the Melbourne Conventions and Events Centre right here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. Today's Sunday, the 28th of April. My name is John Demacoli, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening. Before we go any further, may I please welcome to centering our sanction. Tonight's is sanctioned under the Victorian Combat Sports Board of Victoria. The President and Chairman, Mr. Bernie Balla. The board, Mick Ashton, Mel McGuinness and Scott Brower. Our recorders, Naomi Hurst and Kayleen Williamson. Our doctor at ringside, Dr. Peter Lewis. Our World Boxing Federation President, Mr. Mick Croucher. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Brian Armatruda, Barry Michael and Mick Gatto, we welcome you here tonight as we proudly present, it doesn't get any better, the WBF World Heavyweight title between James Lights Out Toney and Lucas Big Daddy Browne. 8 fights on the card. Our semi-main event, the OPBF World Heavyweight title, is on the line between Kevin the Kingpin Johnson and Solomon Haumono. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be one afternoon of fights that you will never, ever forget. We are here, we are live, and it all starts now. Bout number one.
Welcome everyone to our live stream of Next in Line. We're here coming to you from the beautiful Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre on a Mick Gatto, Brian Armatruda and Barry Michael promotion. But as we see Matthew Lytwynenko come to the ring for our first fight of the evening to be fought in the lightweight division. Matthew Lytwynenko, trained by Barry Michael.
And his opponent, Tom Ford.
To welcome the former Australian, the former Commonwealth welterweight champion, the Fighting Farrier, Julian Holland. Jules, welcome to the commentary team today.
Thank you, Brad, and what a great night to be joining you, mate. Unbelievable. What a different style of fight night it is, having Mick Gatto join the team. And I think everything's just stepped up a little bit.
What an absolute welcome addition to the sport, Mick Gatto, as we go up to John Demacoli.
Number one of the afternoon. 6 by 3 rounds boxing rules in the light welterweight division. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner, trained at the Dark Horse Gym with Les Wilson and John Green in his corner. Wearing red trunks with gold trim. Official weight 61.1 kilograms. A record of 9 fights for 7 wins, 2 losses. 7 fights ending by knockout, representing Esperance in Western Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Ford.
The Les Wilson trained Tom Ford all the way over from Esperance in Western Australia.
Blue corner, trained at the North Melbourne Boxing Gym. Official weight 60.7 kilograms. Red black trunks with silver trim. Official weight 60.7 kilograms, a record of 14 fights, 9 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws, 5 fights ending by knockout. Representing East Keilor, ladies and gentlemen, the Great Train, Matt Lytwynenko.
I think this is a great fight to start the card. I know Matthew will come out and start letting them go.
Oh, what a tremendous fight. What a terrific card we've got here this afternoon. We're at the Melbourne Exhibition and Convention Centre here on the banks of the beautiful Yarra River here in Melbourne.
Malcolm, Andrew, Sam.
And the who's who of professional boxing are here this afternoon as our referee Toney is about ready to get us underway in our first fight of the evening, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. 61.23 kilos is the lightweight. 9 stone 9 in the old language. Tom Ford, better known as Sing Siam Paul Pritchawan, comes from Thailand, now resides in Esperance, Western Australia with Les Wilson. And that's Matthew Lytwynenko in the black and grey trunks, and Tom Ford in the red.
Punching nice and strong, Matthew.
Julian, he's certainly one fighter that's making a name for himself. He's only been beaten twice, 2 times out of his 14 professional fights.
Yeah, you'd just like to see him throw his hands just a bit quicker and just get him out there in front. First round, you don't need to start loading up,
No,
early on.
He needs to take his time. Tom Ford's got good hands. I actually, him and his brother John Ford, they're identical twins. I refereed John and judged Tom's last fight. It was a loss last time to the very rugged Filipino Robert Oyun over in Perth, and that was back on the 16th of March. A bit of a setback for the young guy to have his first fight in Australia, but Matthew Lytwynenko is certainly not going to be an easy ask for him neither.
He's just rushing in and cramping his right hand down, Matthew is. Should be giving himself a little bit more room.
Hit him with a nice left hook there. Matt just needs to take his time, find his range. Trying to come in close, trying to work the body. Yeah. Tom Ford, a little bit taller.
That's it, being the taller fighter too. Tom should be back there jabbing away, getting his distance.
Trying to keep Matt away. The freight train, Matthew Lytwynenko in the black shorts with the silver band and piping. And Tom Ford
good work. Heavy
in
shot.
The red. Nice body shot there from the freight train, Matthew Lytwynenko. Of course, with Barry Michael in the team, he just loses his footing.
Keep your hands up. No holding. Box.
The career record, 8 fights for Tom Ford. 6 wins, 6 by way of knockout. So he's a little bit heavy-handed. Matthew needs to understand that he can't be coming in willy-nilly there.
Well, nice left hook from Matthew.
Oh, nice left hook, the right hand to the body, nice left hook, and a clubbing right hand over the top by Matthew Lytwynenko. One of the rising stars of Australian boxing, young Matt Lytwynenko. Another right hand left hook by Tom Ford. He's equal to the task. Oh, he's put Matthew down with a right hand.
I think he's okay.
Just rules it as a slip. No, he actually just lost his balance there. He certainly hit him on the top of the head as he lost his balance.
But they can hurt you up there though, Brad.
I'm with the fighting farrier, the former Australian and Commonwealth welterweight champion Julian Holland, a guy who's been in there with some of the very best. Great to have your company here this afternoon, Julian.
Thanks, Brad. My pleasure.
Nice right hand by, and of course, referee Toney warns Tom Ford for use of the elbow. Good first round by Matt Lytwynenko, Julian.
Yeah, you'd probably give him the round only just a little bit more pressure.
Supported. Referee Toney really doing some work in the last couple of weeks. Referee done a lot of refereeing. A very, very good referee calls him into centre ring as we head in for round 2. Hope you're enjoying our live stream wherever you may be in the world watching tonight's action. That's Tom Ford in the red trunks and Matthew Lytwynenko in the black with the silver band and piping. Tom Ford, orthodox fighter, a little bit taller than Mr. Lytwynenko. Clubs Matt with the left and right around to the top of the head. Both orthodox fighters.
It seems Tom's just trying to sort of bring Matthew onto a punch. He's always fighting on the back foot.
Well, he's got six out of his 6 wins, 6 have been by way of knockout, so he's certainly heavy-handed. But
good
so
left hook from
Matthew Lytwynenko.
Good left hook.
Of his 9 wins, he's won by 5 by knockout, so he certainly digs them in. Tom Ford trying to control centre ring at the moment.
Head up.
Hard clubbing right under the rib cage by Lytwynenko.
You've got to keep them going because they slow you down in the end.
Scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. 61.10 Tom Ford and 61.70 for Matt Lytwynenko. And of course the 60.70 I should say. The lightweight limit is 61.23. 9 stone line in the old. Oh, there's another clubbing right hand by Tom Ford. Matt just went down on his knee.
Just took a knee.
Another clubbing right hand. This is a good round for Tom Ford. He's starting to find his range, starting to find his rhythm a little bit.
I just think he's catching Matt when Matt's on his way in, when he's throwing the big shots and he's getting caught on the way in.
Absolutely.
He's got to have to be careful.
He started to find his range. He's using that left lead as a nice little range finder. Taller is Tom Ford. Uppercut, 2 uppercuts to the body. Mac misses with a wild right hand. Real arm wrestle this round number 2 here at the Convention Centre. Nice little right hand, left hook again by Lytwynenko. Left and right by Tom Ford. Better round for Tom Ford as he goes with left and rights to the body and then takes his attack to the head. Starting to use his reach, trying to find his range and his rhythm. Second round of 6 3-minute rounds here. And what a good fight to start the afternoon's proceedings off.
Great combination from Tom Ford. He's doing the work.
He's keeping Matt Lytwynenko off balance here a little bit.
Yeah.
Not letting him set, not letting him dig those punches in, Julian. Nice straight left lead by Tom Ford.
That's the best punch in the book.
It is. Oh, there's a right hand and Matt's in a little bit of strife here.
He's hurt.
Clubbing right hand followed by a hard left hook. And Matt's in a little bit of strife here at the moment. He fights back. He's got to fight harder, not smarter here, Julian Holland.
Yeah, that's right. He should have just hung on.
Referee warns Tom Ford for holding a very good round.
Big round, big round.
Tom Ford.
He sort of nearly took a knee, nearly a 10-8 round. From that, if he had taken the knee, it would have been a 10-8 round. So you'd have to give him that from that exchange then.
Absolutely. The amount of corporate support, the amount of people that have come out to see this event this afternoon is absolutely heartwarming and amazing for the sport of professional boxing. As the referee calls them in and the bell sounds for round number 3. You're looking at Matthew Lytwynenko in the black with the silver band and piping, and Tom Ford, a transplanted Thailander who's now fighting out of Esperance in Western Australia, being trained by Les Wilson with his twin brother John Ford in the corner. It was a very good round for Tom Ford in that second round.
He looks quite heavy-handed, I think. He's hurt Matthew a few times.
Absolutely. Matthew Lytwynenko.
Oh, he's hurt him again.
Oh, he's in a little bit of strife there. Oh, there's a clubbing right hand by Tom Ford. The referee breaks him up.
I think they've told Matthew to put Tom Ford to put the pressure on now.
Another nice left hand, clubbing
like that,
right hand that just missed the mark. It was interesting that in his
good
last
body
fight,
work by Matthew then.
Absolutely, he's a very good puncher, Matt Lytwynenko. His last fight, he lost a unanimous decision to Adisu Tebebu for the Australian light welterweight title. That's the 63.5 kilo title. So it's another clubbing right hand.
I think what he's doing is he's throwing his good combinations, but he's staying there, and that's when he's getting hit on the second and third attempts, and that's what's happening. He's not getting out.
Yeah, and there's another nice left hand by Tom Ford.
Good left hook there by Matt.
There's a beautiful nice left hook that hit Tom Ford right on the mark. That'll give him some encouragement. Oh, there's some clubbing left hand. Oh, the
nice
pair are exchanging hard punches there. Tom Ford trying to control centre ring. He holds the reach and height advantage over Matthew Lytwynenko. And at this stage, Matthew needs to sort of get inside and nullify that reach of Tom Ford. Another good round for Tom Ford. Transplanted Thailand boxer fighting out of Esperance in Western Australia.
I think Matthew's fighting himself back into the fight after this round.
He's trying very hard to work his way in, trying to play the counter-punching role. It's just not working at this stage. Tom Ford keeping him off balance a little bit.
Yeah. Just doesn't want to get caught with silly shots. Good body shot.
Clubbing right hand right under the rib cage on top of our commentary position here as the pair exchange punches.
Nice left right.
That's a better combination by Matt Lytwynenko.
Oh, nice overhand right and left hook.
Clubbing left hook by Matt Lytwynenko. Better round now. He's fought his way back into the fight. Misses with the uppercut.
I tell you what, Brad, I think Tom Ford's got a good chin because that was a cracking left hook.
Well, he's certainly been tested tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. Wherever you are in the world today watching this live stream, I hope you're enjoying it. It's about 2:45 in the afternoon here in Melbourne, and a clubbing right hand by Matt Lytwynenko. Another clubbing right hand. Better round for Matt. He's fought his way back into this round. Tom Ford trying to go over the top with the right hand as he backs Matt up against the ropes as we hear the 10-second tapper. Oh, left hand, right hand. Oh, it's a good round. It's a hard round as well, Julian.
I'm going to give it to Matthew. I just think that Matthew fought his way back into it, but very close round. Definitely have to worry about Tom Ford's punching power.
As we come out for the bell rings for round number 4. On my unofficial scorecard, I have 29-28 in favour of Matt Lytwynenko out of the blue corner. Tom Ford out of the red corner. Tom Ford in the red trunks, Matt Lytwynenko in the black with the silver band and piping.
He's looking down at the canvas there, probably a bit slippery on the. Sometimes they get a bit slippery
on the sponsors logo. This canvas here has been specially treated. You can see it's got the sandy look about it, and I don't think that
shouldn't be a problem.
That our promoter will have made the same mistake twice. It's and what a magnificent venue we are here at the Melbourne Exhibition and Convention Centre. We're in round number 4. Tom Ford in the red trunks with the gold band and piping, and Matt Lytwynenko.
Nice right hand from Matt. Nice short chopping right hand, and that's just nice and short. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Starting to find his range, Matt Lytwynenko at the moment now.
But that's when he's got to move out. Once he's thrown it, that's when he's got to move out.
Oh, nice big right hand by Tom Ford. That certainly caught the attention of Matt Lytwynenko, followed by the left hook. Tom Ford.
What a great fight to start the card.
8 fights, 6 wins and 2 losses, Tom Ford. And of course, Matt Lytwynenko, 14 fights, 9 wins, 2 losses and 3 draws. Been involved in 4 title fights for 3 wins and 1 loss. Matt Lytwynenko, he ducks under the right hand, comes with a clubbing left hook.
Now hold it.
Certainly holding his own here, Tom Ford, and a good effort tonight. Nice left hand by Lytwynenko that backs Tommy Ford up.
Oh, no, don't get hit with those.
Phetchabun in Thailand, Sing Siam Por Prichawan, better known in Australian language as Tom Ford, and with his twin brother John Ford in the corner. Very Australian names, Julian Holland.
Definitely.
I'll bet my good friend Les Wilson
I was
came
about
up
to
with
say that, yes.
Oh, and a clubbing right hand by Matt Lytwynenko, just starting to find his range now. We see a little bit of blood coming from the nose of Tom Ford. He's certainly not out of it by any means of the stick.
Brad, I was just thinking before. Now, do you think maybe starting like at 3 o'clock when the guys usually fight at like 8 or 9? Like if that would have sort of taken a few rounds to get going.
Oh, absolutely. It's hard for any fighter to fight and train outside of the normal. We are creatures of habit, aren't we?
Yeah,
we sleep and we eat and we drink at the same time and we train at the same time. And of course, it's very hard. I know that. I'm a firm believer that was the undoing when our legendary Costizu went across to fight Ricky Hatton in Manchester. The fight was something like 3 o'clock in the morning, and
he's definitely worked well this round, Matthew. He's just kept the pressure on and kept throwing punches.
Oh, and well done. A good round.
That's won him the fight.
And absolutely.
Last round.
On my unofficial scorecard, I have 39-37 in favour of Matt Lytwynenko.
Yeah.
How do you see it?
Yeah, definitely. I'd have the same score. I really think that the last round, Matthew really started getting in his rhythm, started working away nice. He's going to have to be careful. Going to have to be careful of this guy. I think he can really punch.
Oh, he can. He absolutely. Plus, he holds a height and reach advantage. But there's a little short right hand, followed by the obligatory left hook after it. Starting to find his range. Got his confidence now. Matt Lytwynenko. Tom Ford clubs him back with a little short right hand. Tom Ford is one of those fighters. He likes to fight long. He likes to throw the long left lead, and I'd like to see him shorten his punches up a little bit and work it from the inside.
Oh,
he hits back with a beautiful little right uppercut.
But what he seems to be doing is waiting for Matthew to throw his punches and then to come back after that.
Absolutely. He's waiting for those punches to expire, but Matt
I really think that's a hard way of doing it, Brad.
Oh, it is. It is a hard way. But, look, he's trying to learn the English way. He's probably had a couple of hundred Thai boxing fights back in Thailand. Good. Clubbing right hand by Lytwynenko. But Tom Ford is equal to the task. Les Wilson, former trainer of the great Joe Bugner, the heavyweight champion of Australia. And Paul Smallman, Brad Hemming, just to name a few, and one of the Gold Coast's better trainers. Now moved over to Esperance in Western Australia, and he's taken on these 2 young Thai fighters who show an awful amount of promise. But just a little bit behind on the scorecards here on my unofficial scorecard, Julian Holland.
Yeah. He's doing good work, Tom Ford, but he's not doing enough to win it.
No, he's sort of standing in front of. He's just standing in front of Matthew Lytwynenko,
right.
and
Matt's doing good work now. He's just starting to pick him off.
And Matt, of course, has found his range now. He's starting to get under the punches. He sees the punches coming. He's starting to get under. He's trying to do some different things. He's throwing the uppercut. He misses with the wild right hand, but it's an enthralling little contest here.
You see Tom's just sitting on that right hand, I think.
Yeah, he has. He knows he's got some power with it. 6 wins, 6 by way of knockout. He's had an early night on 6 occasions, Tom Ford. There's a clubbing right hand by Tom Ford. Matt Lytwynenko goes with lefts and rights to the body, but he walks into a right hand. He backs him up into his own corner. And referee Toney Moretta comes in and breaks them.
I think he's got a great name in the freight train because he just stays there in front of him and just keeps punching.
And you wouldn't want to be in front of him because he's going to run straight over the top of you. There he goes in with a wild right hand, and Tom Ford looks under that. He needs to be able to just stay in. He's creating too much distance between him and his opponent, Tom Ford. As I said, he wants to fight long as we go in 10 seconds into this 5th round. And another good round for Matthew Lytwynenko.
He's won that one.
Let's see the round number 5.
Another round for Matthew. I think he's getting in his zone now and starting to, just chug along like the freight train does.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, Melbourne fight fans are unlike no other. They support their sport. As referee Toney Moretta brings both fighters into centre ring for the 6th and final round. And you're looking at Matthew Lytwynenko, the freight train out of the blue corner, trained at the North Melbourne Boxing Gym.
Nice work from Tom Ford, stepping forward.
In the black and silver trumps with Tom Ford.
I think Les has actually told him he's got to win this round, start stepping it up.
He certainly has to win this round. On my unofficial scorecards, Julian Holland, I have it 49-46 in favour of Matthew Lytwynenko from the blue corner.
He's come out firing too.
Oh, it looks like they're going to go at it, both these boys. Tom Ford misses with a good left hook and a clubbing right hand right on the chin of Matthew Lytwynenko. He sees that one. He hits Tom Ford with another left hook. Right above our commentary position here at the exhibition centre.
Keep your head up. No pushing.
And a rugged little arm wrestle this is. What a very, very well-matched fight. My hat's off to both camps for taking this fight, and a good fight to start our afternoon off here in Melbourne. Oh, right-handed left hook by Tom Ford as he comes forward. He walks into a right hand from Lytwynenko. He clubs Lytwynenko with his own right hand. Matt Lytwynenko trying to get under the right hand. Good evasive skills by Lytwynenko.
That's it. He's ahead and he's ahead on points, so we should be just keep
there's a left hook. He's down. And Matthew Lytwynenko is down. He's walked into that. Julian, you called it. He's in big trouble here, Matthew Lytwynenko.
And he's been going to do it all fight though, Brad.
And there it was always there. It wasn't as if it came out of nowhere.
He's gone. He's hurt. He's hurt.
In a little bit of strife here, Julian Holland.
He's still hurt. He's hurt.
Oh, he clubs him with a right hand and a left hook. And Matthew Lytwynenko trying to survive here. The right hand, a clubbing right hand. He's in a little bit of strife. He's wandering all around the place. Another big right hand by Tom Ford. Left hook.
He's come back.
And another hard left hook and a big right hand. He's into the referee. He's going to look closely at stopping this fight. An uppercut by Tom Ford.
Not hard for Matthew. He's staying there.
Oh, he's got the heart of a lion. Matthew Lytwynenko in the silver.
Yeah, I think he's coming back.
He's trying to fight back, trying to stay in this fight. And body work by Tom Ford. He's fighting his heart out. Tom Ford from Esperance in Western. Can he pull this out of the fire? Big right hand by Tom Ford. Another left hook by Ford.
That just missed him.
Just missing the mark. There's not too long to go now as Matthew Lytwynenko holds on for dear life. Referee Toney Moretta warns him for holding. Can he find some clear air, Tom Ford? There's a clubbing right hand over the top. We're looking down the barrel of a 10-8 round at this particular time. Another left hook and a hard right to the body. An uppercut by Lytwynenko and another left hook by Tom Ford.
They're coming back, the boys.
Oh, he fights back. He hits Tom Ford with a hard right hand. And a clubbing left hook and an uppercut. And there we have it, the end of the fight. What a magnificent fight.
Great round. Matthew, that just shows great heart for him to come back like that at the end of the round, but I'll still give it a 10-8 round.
what a tremendous effort by Tom Ford to almost come and pull it out of the fire.
And it was a tremendous left hook. Oh, we
An
said it,
amazing left hook.
Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, these two fighters, Tom Ford and the pre-trained man, Lytwynenko. After 6 hard-fought rounds, we have gone to the judges' scorecards. Our 3 judges could not separate both these fighters. It is declared a split draw.
A split draw. There you have it.
Yeah.
There you have it. Certainly a split draw. So on my unofficial card, I had 57-56 in favour of Lytwynenko.
Yeah.
A split draw means that basically all the judges have came in with a different decision. And, with one's gone for the red,
And
one's
look,
gone
that's
for the
fair.
blue.
That's fair.
Absolutely. What a great decision.
fight.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep today rolling. Bout number 2.
And this will be a spectacular event. Qamil, Balla, one of the rising stars of not just hit boxing here in Victoria, but certainly here in Australia.
Yeah, definitely. And he's a superstar on the way up.
Absolutely.
Training with my old trainer, Ray Giles. And Lim Jekka.
And a hard taskmaster he is too. Good to see Lim Jekka, former Australian junior welterweight champion here in
Junior
middleweight, I should say. 69.85 kilo, and remember this name, Qamil Balla from Team Balla here in Melbourne.
And his opponent, Jay Thompson.
By the inimitable Phil Swifty Gregory, the former Australian cruiserweight and heavyweight champion, all the way from down in Townsville.
One of the old boys up there.
All the old crew drills. You knew all of these guys.
See, he's got Toney Mad Dog Miller in the corner, helping him.
Oh, what a
number 2 on the card.
fight Toney Miller
6
was.
by 3 rounds, boxing rules in the light welterweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest, Mr. Ignatius Missilides. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner, trained out of the fight firm. Today we're in blue trunks with white and black trim. Official weight 62.8 kilograms. A record of 1 fight for 1 loss. Fighting out of Townsville in Queensland, ladies and gentlemen, Jay Thompson!
Jay Thompson in the red corner, and he's wearing the blue trunks with the white banded
piping.
piping.
Blue corner, trained out of Fusion Martial Arts. Wearing black trunks with red trim. Official weight 63.25 kilograms. A record of 4 fights, 3 wins with 1 draw. 2 coming by way of knockout. Representing Altona North, ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Boy, Qamil Balla.
The support here for Qamil Balla this afternoon is just amazing.
For referee's instructions.
And this will be
I spoke to you in the change room.
a very competitive fight. Phil Swifty Gregory in the corner with Jay Thompson all the way down from Townsville. And of course, Ray Giles, and there's all sorts of raps about this young guy. Had a wonderful amateur career. The golden boy, Qamil Balla.
But you know, these boys from Queensland, they probably had a massive amateur career as well.
Oh, absolutely. And Jay Thompson in the blue trunks with the white band and piping.
By the look of the way he's fighting, I think he probably has.
Very composed, taller than Qamil Balla. Jay Thompson, we don't have a height and reach on him, unfortunately, but Qamil Balla is 175 his reach, and his height is 178, so I'd sort of say that Jay Thompson's probably around 180 or 181.
Definitely, he's quite tall for a light welter.
63.5 kilos is the super lightweight or light welterweight or junior welterweight.
Tries to switch it. So he obviously knows what he's doing.
Been around a little while, and of course in the capable hands of Phil Swifty Gregory, the former Australian cruiserweight and heavyweight champion.
Nice right hand there by Qamil.
Qamil Balla just trying to find his way in, trying to find his range. Just a little bit impatient at the moment. He just
needs to relax a little bit, doesn't he?
Nice left hand by Qamil Balla. Good to see Lim Jekka. It's a
big left hook.
Yeah. And he's down a magnificent left hook straight off the cuff.
Straight off the cuff.
And Jay Thompson is down early in this first round.
And usually you try and tell boys not to throw flying left hooks like that, but that hit straight on the button.
Ignatius Missilides puts an 8 count on him, but Qamil Balla just trying to get Jay Thompson out of there as soon as he can.
don't hold him, okay? No clinching, okay? When I say break,
Terrific left hook.
box.
Great left hook, straight off the cuff. It's an amazing punch when it happens, but it's a very low percentage punch, Julian Holland.
And can be dangerous.
Qamil Balla got skills to burn. Switch hit, comes in with a wild little right hand, leads with a right hand, club. Gets clubbed
right
down,
hand,
down
straight
again.
on. Sure,
Jay
right hand.
Thompson's
Melbourne, Australia, are we ready for the semi-main event? We can do a little bit better than that. Are we ready for the semi-main event? Here we go, it's semi-main event time. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, Solomon Solo Haumono.
Sit next to him. With clean.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our semi-main event of the evening. 12 by 3-minute rounds, boxing rules in the heavyweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest, Toney. They will be fighting for the Oriental and Pacific Boxing Heavyweight title. Your judges at ringside, Andrew Campbell, Samantha Bullner and Malcolm Bullner. Your timekeeper, Chris Anderson Jr. Your referee, Mr. Toney Moretto. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, trained at Absolute Boxing, wearing blue shorts with white trim, official weight 112.8 kilograms. He's the current IBF Australian champion. 32 fights, 28 wins, 3 losses with 1 draw. 13 fights coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin, the Kingpin Johnson. And across the ring, his opponent, trained out of the Mundine Fight Gym, wearing black and white trunks, official weight 111.1 kilograms, a record of 23 fights, 20 wins, 1 loss with 2 draws, 18 fights coming by knockout, representing Sydney, Australia, ladies and gentlemen, Solomon Solo both fighters centering.
Thank you. Bye.
Barry, the decks have been cleared, the stage is set, the excitement is abuzz.
Very exciting. Look,
No one is moving from their seats here at the Convention and Exhibition Centre in Melbourne.
have a look at Kevin Johnson. The look on his face. He is a character and a half. And, you know, this man, he's fought for the World Heavyweight title.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Against the great Vitaly Klitschko, one of only 3 men to go the distance with him.
Absolutely. The height and reach advantage, according to our records, stands with Kevin Johnson. He looks like he's a no-nonsense guy. That's Johnson in the blue trunks with the white band and piping. And Solomon Haumono in the black and white with the black gloves. And this is going to be an enthralling contest. Who will win this? It's a very hard one to pick. I think the longer the distance goes, maybe Haumono. If it's early, I think it's going to be Kevin Johnson. It's a real 50-50 fight. Barry Michael, how do you see?
Yeah, look, I just think the experience at elite level for Kingpin Johnson, against some of the best in the world, and the fact that he's never been stopped, makes it a very, very tough task for Solomon Haumono indeed.
His last fight was a unanimous loss to Tyson Fury, 19-0, which is, of course, no disgrace to lose to Tyson Fury.
And a WBC World Heavyweight title eliminator.
He's fought some of the best. He's fought Albert Sosnowski after he defeated Alex Leopold. He's fought Skronias, he's fought Long, he's fought Klitschko,
And
Devin Vargas, Bruce Seldon, of course.
Good right hand from Solomon there. And also, he stopped the very vicious punching Alex Leopold last year up in Queensland.
He did. It was a warm day up there, and of course Alex Leopold, arguably one of our best heavyweights in this country, but he was defeated on that day.
Stopped in 9 rounds after giving Kevin Johnson a lot of trouble early. But this man, for a big man, as you can see, he's got a beautiful boxing style.
Fast hands.
Fast hands, boxes well, and I've spoken to him, he's been in Canada, in camp in Canada, he's in beautiful condition. Look, you know, Solomon, great fighter that he is hasn't fought, for my money, the international experience at the level or with the sparring partners that he's had.
He has got power though, Barry.
He's got power.
He was going to save Solomon Haumono.
And he's got speed.
He's got knockout power.
Yep.
I was in Japan when he defeated Kayotaro Fujimoto, the former K1 world champion. And I mean, he was clinical. He was absolutely devastating. He knocked Fujimoto out cold.
Okay, look, I believe that. And his win against Franklin Agobi for the vacant Australian heavyweight title on a show that Browne and I promoted was brilliant. It was the best I've ever seen him fight, and he was world class that night for sure. And I mean, it's great to see Solomon stepping up, but it's really a tough job.
It is.
I mean, Kevin Johnson very relaxed up there for a big bloke. Lovely right to the body.
Nice big right hand by Haumono. Crunching right hand by Solomon Haumono. Former rugby league superstar Solomon Haumono, born in Auckland in New Zealand, based in Sydney, New South Wales. 37 years of age, 188 centimetres high, and his reach is 188 centimetres as well. As we're inside 10 seconds for the very first round. He's a slow starter, Kingpin, is Kevin Johnson. It was a very good round, I thought, for Solomon Haumono, Barry.
Yeah, it was, you know, Kingpin had his jab in his face quite a bit, but Solomon did land a couple of very solid shots.
And of course, his only draw was way back in 2004 in his 4th fight against Deceen Harper, a draw in Middletown in the United States.
Yep.
Solomon Haumono, good start to this fight in the defence of his OPBF heavyweight championship. Nice left lead to the body by the Kingpin, Kevin Johnson. Clubbing right hand by Solo, twists off that front foot.
Doing some good things already, Solomon, you know, like up and down, sidestepping. Find the right hand there, caught on the shoulder. As I said, a very good defensive master.
Good fight, and he's been really well looked after. Angelo Di Carlo has taken him under his wing, and I think his career has certainly flourished. He was with another very well-known manager who's not particularly well liked, but he's done very, very well since he's been with Angelo Di Carlo. He's done a very, very good job. Oh, there's a beautiful left jab by Kevin Johnson.
Lovely jab.
Looks very, very confident, Kevin Johnson.
Brilliant.
Is he too confident? Is he underestimated Solomon Haumono?
No, I don't think he has, because he's been in camp in Canada. He's trained very hard for the fight. He talked it up at the press conference big time.
That's very strange for an American fighter to talk Barry Michael, as you would know.
But this left jab.
Oh, there's a beautiful triple left hand followed by the clubbing right hand. Good round for Kevin Johnson here.
Winning this round clearly so far, with the left hand mainly.
For a big guy, that left hand, you'd swear he's a middleweight, wouldn't you?
Oh, he's so
how quick that is.
Look at it, there he is.
Oh, there it is again. Solo just going for the one big bomb here at the moment. That's not going to win him this fight.
No.
He needs to throw punches in bunches. And right above our commentary position there. He's not doing anything here, Barry.
No, Solomon looking for an opening, but Kevin Johnson just waiting for his opportunity. And look, I've got to go back to the only loss on Solomon Haumono's record, and that was against Justin Whitehead. And
absolutely, here in Melbourne.
Yeah, we promoted the fight, Browne and I, and Justin Whitehead, to his credit, won it with his left jab.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, there's a clubbing right hand. That caught the attention of Solomon Haumono, but he comes back with a right hand to the rib cage, a left hook to the body. But a good round for the kingpin, Kevin Johnson.
Very good round for Kevin Johnson. Oh, lovely right hand from Solomon Haumono. Really.
His right hand is his best punch, Barry. That's
shot.
the one that's going to do any damage if he is.
Yeah, no, I saw him with Franklin Agobi. He hit Franklin Agobi with some absolute bombs. Overhand rights.
He just doesn't need to stand in front of Kevin Johnson when you've got slick hands like Kevin Johnson. And Kevin Johnson has got that, that roll, hasn't he? See how the shoulder roll there, like James Toney's got. He doesn't get hit a lot. He's very good.
He's got the brilliant shoulder roll, and it's the way I teach my fighters. I say, you want to learn how to fight, look at Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And, 1996, I called the Atlanta Olympics. I saw Floyd Mayweather get robbed and get the bronze.
Yep.
And
Double left hook by Kevin Johnson.
I declared he was the best fighter I saw there, and he's never been beaten.
Round number 2.
And Barry, you weren't wrong.
And I'm going to see him in Vegas fight Guerrero in about a week.
I can carry your bags. I am available. Check my schedule. I think I'm available. So not only did he win the round, he won it decisively.
Yeah.
A beautiful left leads, left hooks, double left hooks.
Yep.
He was clear, he was effective, he was precise, and he was clean to winning that round.
He just went over and kissed the camera. He's a character.
Round 3.
As the bell rings for round number 3. There's that left lead again by Kevin Johnson, just filtering it out just as a range finder. Growing in confidence. There's that nice left lead again.
Flicking jabs, fast for a big man.
And Barry, they're the great jabs. They're easy to throw. You're not in your opponent's range, and yet you're still good point scorers.
For sure. Allah Muhammad Ali, eh?
Absolutely.
The best, the exponent of the jab. Solomon trying to fight the right fight, get up there.
He's not doing enough inside. He's inside now.
Yeah,
and it's just standing there. He's not doing enough. They're not going to score him points.
True, Brad. But Kevin Johnson's just waiting, covering.
He should be wailing away to the body, coming over the top with the right hand, just like he did there. Yeah. He's just not doing enough. He's got himself inside. He hasn't done anything with it. That'll help. If anything, that's going to give Kevin Johnson a little bit of encouragement, because he's sort of saying, "Well, I've let you inside. What are you going to do about it?"
Yeah, not much happening there. Good little left hook from Solomon Haumono. Nice left hook.
Yep, nice left hook. He backs Kevin Johnson back to the ropes. One has a feeling that Kevin Johnson's just standing there, allowing Solomon Haumono to punch himself out a little.
Biding his time. He'll step back in a minute and cut loose with lefts and rights.
I'd like to see Solomon rip that left lead in. There's a little short right hand and another one, and the left hook. That's the one I'd like to see. The little left hook to the head and a left hook to the body.
Good round.
It's brought him back into the round now, Solomon Haumono.
Good little left hooks there too.
Oh, there's a clubbing left hook by Kevin Johnson off the ropes.
Nice uppercut from Kevin
Looks like
Johnson.
he's a good ropes fighter. He looks like he can fight on the back moves very, very well.
He can do it all, Kevin Johnson.
Yeah,
I really believe that.
Punches.
I don't think he's a super heavy-handed heavyweight. Not a super bomber, but he's a pinpoint puncher.
He's accurate, and that's what you need to be, Barry. Because I'll tell you why. And he doesn't look like he's a heavy puncher. Because I'll tell you why. He just concentrates on speed, and he allows the speed to take the power over.
Yeah, he's hitting Solomon with some really good little right hands in close here. Solomon's trying to. He's undoubtedly been told by his corner to take it in close, and Kevin Johnson's showing him, I think, that he can fight in there as well, and he's landing a heap of
It's a little bit of gamesmanship here. I think both boys are not wanting to sort of really unload at this particular time. I think they're just sort of trying to feel each other out and look for an opening.
Good right hand from Solomon Haumono. They're great right hand.
Goes with a short. I think he's looking for the short right hand, followed by the powerful left hook, Haumono. There's the left hook to the side of the head, another good left hook. Little short right to the rib cage.
Would be something if Solomon could be the first man to stop big Kevin Johnson.
Oh, that hurt. Now that left whip to the body by Kevin Johnson really got under the rib cage, and followed by the right hand.
3 or 4 jabs.
There's the double left hook. Oh, he misses with the double left hook. This is a good round now. Close, hard round. Barry, how do you see that one?
Oh, I think Kevin Johnson, that last flurry of pinches,
just might have got him over the line.
Yeah.
Kevin the Kingpin Johnson, Solomon Solo, Haumono. Second down.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not going to get any easier from here.
No.
On my unofficial scorecard at this particular point of proceedings, I have 29-28 for our visitor, Kevin Johnson from the United States, in the blue shorts with the red Everlast gloves. and the Australian Solomon Haumono, solo in the black and white shorts with the black gloves, fighting out of the blue corner with Alex Toohey, the legendary Alex Toohey in the corner.
Yeah, top fighter Alex Toohey.
And a decent bloke. What a
Lovely
really
bloke.
nice guy. If there's any nicer guy in boxing, Barry, I think we're yet to meet him, aren't we?
For sure. Lovely guy. Solomon trying to fight the right fight and dangerous. He's showing he's right up here with the world, one of the the best heavyweights in the world.
Watch the back, Tom. Watch the back.
Barry, one little thing I see in Solo's repertoire here is that he's actually following Kevin.
Yeah.
He's actually following Kevin. He hasn't got the ability to cut the ring off. He's not cutting the corner off and using some angles. He's not creating angles. So he's just following Kevin there now.
But at least he is putting consistent pressure on him and trying to land with the big shots.
Well, in that last round, we saw Solo get in close, but didn't do anything in close, sadly. And I think that's what might have cost him the round. And then, of course, Kevin just started to unload with a couple of his big bombs and stole the round off Solomon. As Solomon just goes just a little bit to the back of the head. There was no intention there, but of course, it's a foul is a foul, whether you do it on purpose or whether it's an accident. Still a foul. There's that nice left lead and a hard left-right by Kevin Johnson from the ropes with his back to the ropes. He just looks over to his corner and says, am I doing all right at the moment, guys?
Yeah, no, he's very, very cool customer. Big
Good to
Kevin.
see one of Australia's finest trainers, Steve Della, from Queensland at the Fortitude Valley Gym in the corner with Kevin Johnson here as well.
Yep.
He's been up there in Brisbane training, sparring with Alex Learpipe. Big, hard right hand by Kevin Johnson. And another right hand by Kevin Johnson, just starting to find the mark now, finding his range, getting his balance, keeping Solomon Haumono off balance. There's the right hand. Some dangerous signs now for Solomon Haumono.
Yeah, he's been caught with a few good right hands this round.
The OPBF heavyweight title is on the line here, as he just gets a warning from referee Toney that keep the elbow out of it, mate.
At this stage, the experience of the more seasoned international fighter in Kevin
Just
Kingpin
starting
Johnson.
to take control, Barry.
Yeah, it's seeing him in good stead. He knows how to handle the pressure of a dangerous fighter in Solomon Haumono. There's no doubt Solomon Haumono he's world class.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's that little double right hand. And, he's just fighting within himself at the moment, Kevin Johnson. He's not exerting too much pressure. He's just allowing Solomon to get inside, do what he wants to do. He's punching and parrying and covering and rolling. There's that beautiful left lead. And towards the end of the round, you watch when the 10-second tapper goes now. There it is,
there
the
it
left
is,
and the right.
yeah.
And you watch, you'll follow up again now. There he goes. There's the uppercut. Exactly what he does. And he's come home again. He certainly won the round anyway, that was there. Solomon just gives him a nice little nod, says, hey, that was very well done.
Tell you what, there's nothing wrong with Solomon Haumono's chin. He got him a couple of bombs there.
Well, I think that's what, to me, it's dangerous times for... and Kevin Johnson having a chat to a few of the audience here at the corporate tables at the convention centre here in Melbourne. Let me tell you, folks, wherever you're watching our live Epicenter TV vision from the exhibition centre here in Melbourne, I hope you're enjoying our coverage. You're watching the semi-main event on this boxing extravaganza, a heavyweight program. Kevin Kingpin Johnson from the United States is challenging Solomon Haumono, the current and defending OPBF heavyweight champion. And he's doing it pretty well at the moment, Kingpin.
Yeah, he just...
it's a big, hard right hand by Solo, but
one back.
Johnson just sort of says, hey, you can
Cop
do it.
this back,
Cop this one.
I really believed Johnson fighting within himself. I did speak to him, and he more or less said that he told Noel Thornby, he said he might just go for the first 3 rounds and have a bit of fun. He is so extremely confident about his own abilities.
I guess, Barry, when you can fight like Kevin Johnson, you have to be confident in your ability.
When you've fought and been in with the best heavyweights in the world and fought for the heavyweight title...
And look at the way he just turned Solo there.
And never been knocked out. I mean, for a heavyweight, it's a big thing.
Oh, absolutely. And in good company.
Yeah,
it's not as if you've been fighting nobodies. You've been fighting a good company.
The best company.
Absolutely. And doing it with ease, Kevin Johnson here in Melbourne on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. For those of you, wherever you may be, the time at the moment here in Melbourne is just a little after 5:45.
Credit to Solomon Haumono. He's walking forward relentlessly.
Oh, he's a game fighter, Barry.
Looking for the big shots, and he can punch, and he's got quick hands. Solo.
Look, he's not out of this fight by no means of the
No,
stick.
no,
Anything
no.
can happen, but take our hats off. There's that left jab. That's frustrating Solomon Haumono. There's the crunching right hand that comes with it. Solomon misses with his own left hook. There's the little uppercut.
And, you know, at the moment, Solomon's taking those right to the chin very well. But as we progress in the later rounds and you're getting tired and you
Absolutely.
can't. How many shots can you take? Look, he's setting him up there for the right hand.
He's just
Kevin Johnson.
taking his time, and he looks so casual and relaxed about it. There's no urgency in his work, is there?
No, not at all.
Just a big thanks to a couple of our major sponsors here this afternoon. Active Labour, the crowd that have supported Mick, Browne and Barry, of course, and can't forget Simmons Homes. Chapel Fitness are another company here who have supported this event this afternoon.
Yeah, Active Labour have been absolutely brilliant. And Simmons Homes have been with us forever. They're a great support of Australian international boxing. And also a quality builder. They build 5,000 homes a year, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're, if not Victoria, certainly Australia's largest builder.
Yep. And Gary Simmons himself was an ex-professional fighter.
Of some note too.
Yep.
I've met Gary a number of times. And a pretty good guy to sit down and have a chat to. There's a little clubbing, crossing right hand. And there's the right hand, left hook followed. Oh, and Solo lets one go after the belt. And Kevin Johnson says, that's fine. Another good round for Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, look, honestly, I think it's a matter of time now.
Get behind your fighters, ladies and gentlemen. Round 6.
As we prepare for round number 6, Solomon Haumono trots straight across the ring and meets Kevin Johnson head on. Hits him with a right hand and a little short left hook to the head. Round 6 of 12 rounds, and yes, Barry Michael, it is 12 rounds tonight. We won't be changing the distance midstream.
As we've seen before.
We are incredibly professional down this neck of the woods, and we do have control of the contest, unlike some states in this country.
Yeah, good point.
Nice little right hand by Solomon Haumono. Crunching little right hand. He's taking up the charge this round.
Look at the ring craft of this big man, Kevin Johnson. Look at this.
He doesn't get phased. He doesn't get flurried, does he?
No.
Just relax, cool. Boy, gee, I'll tell you what, he's a threat to any of the heavyweights in Australasia.
Yeah.
Look at that crashing left hand jab. He's just taking it away from Solo at this stage. Solo just doesn't have an answer for that speedy left jab, and of course the ring generalship of Kevin Johnson.
No, without doubt, he's certainly one tough cookie and durable with it, and moves well. He's got it all.
He's the complete package.
He's a complete package. He's not a bomber.
No.
He's not like a real heavy-handed Mike Tyson bomber, but he's pinpoint. Great defence, sees punches well, a real professional of the sport.
And Barry, I guess that's his forte. He's not trying to become a bomber. He's strong points. I mean, you fight to your strong points, don't you? You don't fight to your weaknesses. And his strong point is that he's nimble. He's able to twist off that front foot like he is there. He's got that beautiful left jab, as we can just see there. And then he sets it up with a little short right hand, and he can mix up the right hand, whether it goes up top or whether he brings it in as an uppercut or he brings it down to the body.
Yep.
And he confuses opponents with it. I mean, Solo is an intelligent fighter.
He is. And Solo's a heavy, very big puncher. But, Kevin Johnson, other than maybe...
there's a crunching right hand by... And that's what see how he picks his shots, and he just drives one in here and there. He doesn't go crazy with it. He doesn't go mad with it and use all that expendable energy. He just picks his part. Yep. And he puts the pressure on when he has to.
Solomon's taking quite a few shots here. And, seriously, Kevin Johnson could win a version of the heavyweight title still. He's only 33, which is relatively young.
Absolutely, for a heavyweight.
Yeah.
An amazing experience to witness what you're seeing here live, folks, on Epicenter TV. Our live stream coming to you on your computer, wherever in the world you may be. I hope you're really enjoying our coverage. Barry Michael, former super featherweight champion of the world, here with me in commentary in this magnificent venue here in Melbourne.
It's certainly a world-class venue, the Melbourne Entertainment and Convention Centre in South Wharf.
Kevin Johnson is certainly world-class as he starts to tee off on Solomon Haumono. We're inside 10 seconds, Barry Michael, as I said. He makes sure he's always going to win the last 10 seconds.
Solomon's starting to get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. and he's stolen a very, very clear break now. On my unofficial scorecard, I have it 59 to 55 for Kevin Johnson. And
stay on top of him and stay inside rather than give big Kevin Johnson's distance.
but Barry, if that's not working,
what else do you
he's not
do?
going to win the fight. He's got to try something else.
Well, you know, I mean, what else do you tell him, Brad? I mean, to be honest with you, he's really in a bad position at this stage for my money, Solomon Haumono.
I'd like to see Solomon Haumono. I'll tell you what I'd like to tell him to do. I'd like to say, pop that left jab out. Can you see what Kevin Johnson is doing to you? Then you do it straight back to him. Right? Do it straight back in. Pop that left jab out and just see what happens. You've got to try something different, young man, because it ain't working at the moment. So if something's not, you're not going to win the fight if you continue to go out and do the same things as you've done for the first 6 rounds. But look, he's in with a class fighter at the moment, Kevin Johnson and Solomon Haumono. And he's a really genuine guy, Solomon Haumono.
He certainly is.
He's all the success that comes his way.
He's a lovely man and a hell of a fighter too. He's just up against the seasoned, you know,
hardened professional that knows his way around.
World class, one of the best heavyweights in the world.
Absolutely.
He didn't get a shot at Klitschko for nothing.
Oh, absolutely not. And of course, he went the distance and he made Vitaly Klitschko work for it. The current WBC World Heavyweight Champion, undisputed.
Been world champion for probably a decade.
And looks, at this stage, looks like no one who's going to take it off him.
Yeah, good point. The Klitschkos, the two brothers, Vladimir and Vitaly, have virtually dominated heavyweight boxing for the last decade.
And of course, there has been a sizable shift, hasn't it? The Americans no longer dominate the heavyweight division as they have for a number of years.
Nice little right to the body there from Kevin Johnson.
Oh, he sunk that little left rip into the body there. There's the little short right, and again, just to make sure and show it wasn't a fight. And dangerous times here for Solomon Haumono.
Solomon, you know, game as Ned Kelly, throwing double left hooks in there, but getting hit coming in, and you know, from here on, it's not. He's not in a good position for my money, Solomon Haumono. He's in against an opponent who's basically picking him apart.
Absolutely, just playing the waiting game, taking Solomon out of range, and then bringing him into it. Actually, what he's doing, he's made Solomon fight his own fight at the moment. He's fighting Kevin Johnson's fight, and that's why there's that little short right hand as he steps off and moves away again. Solomon's in close there, but not doing anything. Not effective at all in close as referee Toney comes in and breaks him up.
I think Solomon's seriously starting to feel the pinch of the pace and also the accumulation of the blows he's received. Look at that, Kevin Johnson got that left. 5
little straight left hands followed by the straight right hand. And Barry, it is, look, I'm hoping that Solomon Haumono can win this fight. I don't think he can from here, but it's really nice to see the effort that Kevin Johnson's putting up, the ease with which he's doing it.
And it's, look, you know, credit to Solomon Haumono to step up to this level. You know, I mean, his career stagnated for many years. In the last year, he's really put it together. But, you know...
There's the short right hand and the left hook, the triple left hook as we're inside 10 seconds again. Oh, there's a little bit of feeling coming into this round. And the Americans know that they're clearly on top here. As the boys exchange some words at the end of round number 7. We've got promoters, we've got referees, we've got judges all across the country have come here to watch this amazing event here. I hope you're enjoying it this afternoon on Epicenter TV. Well, actually, it's night now. It's right on 6 p.m. here in Australia as Solomon Haumono comes out to meet Kevin Johnson in centre ring and gets hit with that beautiful little straight left as we come into round number 8.
Solomon Haumono needs a miracle. He needs to land a bomb.
He certainly does.
It can happen.
Absolutely it can.
And Solomon has got the power to do it.
Yeah, he's very heavy-handed.
But he needs a miracle.
There's a little clubbing right hand by Solos. There's the left. There's a referee just calls a break, sends Kevin Johnson to the neutral corner. I missed what happened there.
No,
maybe mouth guard or a little bit of Vaseline maybe come out. 20 wins, 18 by way of knockout, Solomon Haumono. So we know he has heavy hands. We know he's got the power. Delivering that power is another
thing against an opponent of this quality. But you never know. That Kevin Johnson really enjoying himself up there.
He's having a good time as
Look
he
at
just, he's counter punching. Now he's up on the balls of his feet, and on the balls of his feet as the short right hand and the clubbing left hook. Our judges this evening, Andrew Campbell, Samantha Borner, and WBC accredited referee and judge Malcolm Borner, guy who refereed my very last fight 100 years ago. Still around the traps somewhere here, Barry.
Yeah.
Great to see.
Great to see.
Great to see Chris Anderson here at ringside with us, one of the stalwarts of Victorian boxing.
Great to see all the crew here. And Solomon really trying valiantly here, but Kevin Johnson just taking a bit of a breather, talking to the crowd.
Just doing what he has to do,
Yeah,
Barry.
enjoying himself up there.
But it just amazes me with the ease with which he's doing it. He just, there's the facial expression hasn't changed apart from the odd smile and the odd wink at the crowd here, the lovely ladies in the corporate. A couple of very, very hard clubbing left hooks. But Kevin Johnson just stands there again as he comes back with the right uppercut. There's no urgency in his work. He doesn't get flustered. He might get hit, but he doesn't get flustered.
Now look how tight his defence is up close there.
Oh, here it is.
Just evade that.
Oh, and there comes the mouth guard out as that rugged little straight left. The right hand, they were little touching, annoying, frustrating little right hands. But and he's talking back to his corner, Kevin Johnson. Certainly on top of his game here this afternoon at the Convention and Exhibition Centre here in Melbourne is Solomon Haumono, Australia's own, the former rugby league superstar and the current former Australian heavyweight champion, the current OPBF heavyweight champion. Who can forget that war against when he captured the Australian heavyweight title
Against Franklin Agobi.
Of course, Agobi, but I refereed one on Angelo Di Carlo's card. I just can't remember who he beat. But what an absolute war. I'll look it up here in a moment as Kevin Johnson really starting to tee off on Solomon Haumono. He's got him in a little bit of strife here now. The right hand, the little short right hands, just collecting them up inside that final 10 seconds again. And Solo is in all sorts of strife, being walked back to his corner. I think Alex Toohey is going to have a very good look at his fighter now.
Huge credit to Solomon. He's got a huge heart, but he took a lot of big shots there.
Hey, let me tell you, he's not going to quit. There is no quit in Solomon Haumono. And Kevin Johnson is cranking up the crowd here, talking to the crowd as the bell goes. He's still waving to the crowd as the bell was going. And he's talking to the crowd. Oh, that's frustrating. There's the beautiful left lead by Kevin Johnson, frustrating our own Solomon Haumono here.
He is a character. I'll tell you what, the press conference the other day, he was
in full flight. He was in full flight.
Oh, he was in full flight. He talk under cement. As I said on Facebook, I said if he can fight as good as he can talk, he's unbeatable.
There he is, man of the moment. Gets clubbed with a little left hook there by Solomon Haumono. There's no urgency in the work of Kevin Johnson. He takes his time. He's almost laid back and lethargic.
Yeah, no, he's...
there's a little left hook and followed by the little left uppercut. You know, Barry, the best part about Kevin Johnson's repertoire, he has every punch in the book.
He has.
And, he's trying to use them all as Solomon starts to unload a little bit. Kevin calls him on and says, come on, brother, show me something.
He did catch him with a good left hook.
Nice left hook by Solomon Haumono.
Yep, the spray flew off his head. Look at Kevin Johnson.
Oh, he's starting to showboat a little bit. Solomon doesn't know whether he wants to come in or whether he wants to stay there. And he makes Solo miss. The skills of Kevin Johnson, the kingpin, out of Atlanta, born in Asbury Park in New Jersey, living in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the great Evander Holyfield. I wonder if he'd go back and sort of say to Evander, hey, I went down to Australia and took on one of their best and came home with the chocolates.
Yeah, because there is talk of the great Evander Holyfield coming to Australia.
Oh, absolutely. There's some, and it's real talk too, Barry Michael.
Yeah, look, I'm a bit worried about Evander, to be honest. It's unfortunate that at 50 he's still contemplating fighting again.
And he doesn't need to.
No.
He doesn't need to. He's made enough money over the years to live a comfortable life.
He is one of the greatest ever. greatest ever. And a fight with him and Alex Leofy, that would be a huge draw card.
I'll tell you what would be a good fight was him and Solomon Haumono, even though
Oh,
Haumono's
yeah.
a loser tonight, maybe, or so far, I should say.
Actually, you're right.
I think their styles would complement each other. I think we'd have a real good fight, you know. And Solo just might be able to get up for a fight like that. You know. And of course, he's Kevin Johnson talking to the referee, saying, you know, you're doing a good job there, ref. Just watch my opponent there. Blood starting to stream out of the mouth now of a cut from Solomon Haumono.
Bleeding very heavily from the mouth, Solomon Haumono. You know, not 1 inch.
Or he walks straight into the little short right hand as Kevin Johnson fighting off the ropes immediately above our commentary position as Solomon clubs him with a little left hook.
Not one bit of quit in Solomon Haumono, but he has taken more than his fair share here.
There's a little short right hand again by Kevin Johnson. Fighting on the back move. There's the double left hand followed by the right hand. And a very tired Solomon Haumono. He walks back to his corner at the end of the 9th round. And you know what the frightening part is, Barry? I think that Kevin Johnson can actually now turn up the wick a little bit more
and
actually really put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, no, I really do too.
And he maybe might hurt Solomon Haumono
That's
here.
right.
I hope that's not the case.
So do I.
We're in round number 10 of the OPBF heavyweight title. The defending champion Solomon Haumono in all sorts of problems here at the Melbourne Exhibition and Convention Centre, fighting the Kingpin. From Atlanta, Georgia, Kevin Johnson in the blue trunks, Solomon Haumono in the black and white trunks. And just getting clubbed. He's got no answer to the hand speed, the foot speed, the angles that's been created by Kevin Johnson. And sadly, it looks like that
it's a one-way street.
Solomon Haumono is going to lose his OPBF heavyweight championship. But I hope he's not lost to the sport, because he still has something to offer to the sport. And I shouldn't talk like he's a beaten fighter already, because we do have the championship rounds, round 10, 11 and 12 to go yet.
And anything can happen in boxing. You're always only one punch from disaster. But at this stage, he needs a miracle, Solomon Haumono.
On my unofficial card, Barry Michael, I have it 89 to 82 in favour of the visitor Kevin Johnson in the blue trunks. And I think that's probably a fair and just score when we look at what has taken part.
Been a very entertaining contest indeed.
And it's been a hard fight to, earlier on it's been a hard fight for Solomon. He hasn't been able to get off. He hasn't been able to change his tactics and do some of the things that he's trying to do.
What amazes me about Kevin Johnson, for a big man, he sees punches so well. You know, I mean, Solomon Haumono, Solomon is fast. He throws fast punches. And he just evades these shots with relative ease, Kevin Johnson.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, he hasn't had to go and find Solomon. Solomon's been right there in front of him. And now he's just playing the counter-punching role for the last 4 or 5 rounds. He's been working off that back foot. Now he's on the balls of his foot a little bit. That beautiful left jab is just a rangefinder for him. And any minute, that right hand is just going to come crunching over the top and maybe put an end to this fight. There it is again.
Tell you what, nothing wrong with Solomon Haumono's whiskers, that's for sure.
Anyone who doubted that is
he's got a great jaw.
Proved them wrong tonight.
Step back.
I was really enthusiastic for Solomon Haumono in Osaka, Japan on New Year's Eve. He absolutely took Kayotaro Fujimoto apart. And I mean, Fujimoto is a very, very good fighter. He is a former K1 world champion and had beaten Chauncey Welliver and, number 15 WBC. And he'd beaten some very, very good fighters. Solomon absolutely tore him apart and knocked him cold in 5 rounds. I was very, very enthusiastic. I thought Solomon has really hit his straps. But again, he's come up against a very slick, skilled opponent tonight.
He stepped up another
level. There it is. He's down. The left hook, and Toney's waved it away, and rightfully so. Yep. Rightfully so.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 53 seconds into round number 10. This fight was ended, declaring you a via knockout and the new Oriental Pacific Boxing Federation Heavyweight Champion, the Kingpin,
And there it is, the new OPBF Heavyweight Champion, Kevin Johnson from Atlanta, Georgia. And as you see, Solomon Haumono, gallant in defeat, absolute true sportsman to the very end.
You did say that the winner of that fight may take on James Toney or Lucas Browne. Kevin Johnson did a great job in centering, a big win. I can only imagine what the next fight's going to be like.
I'd say I've been telling everyone that was the fight of the night, that will be the fight of the night, and it was. And I haven't seen a fighter like Kevin Johnson or his calibre in this country, I don't think ever, of heavyweight calibre. I mean, he was Ali, he was just amazing. I mean, I just sat there in awe watching him. He had that many different combinations, and he just done what he liked at will, and I just thought, you know, he was incredible. And to Solomon Haumono's credit, he's tough as nails, mate. He would have knocked that other person out in the first or second round if it had been anyone else. Congratulations to Solomon.
Of course, Solomon Haumono only had one loss in his entire career. At 23 fights, he's had 21 wins with a draw. So, massive man with a lot of credentials behind him, and it was a big win for Kevin Johnson.
Massive win, and a pleasure to have him in the country, and he'll be back to fight the winner of the next fight, and we'll be looking to sort of keep him on board. He's great.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mick Gatto and Mick Croucher, the WBF president and the promoter behind tonight's show, Mick Gatto, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, our fighters have made their way backstage.
Here we go.
Can we please introduce to centre in Lucas Big Daddy Browne. James Lights Out Toney!
Thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen,
ladies and gentlemen, can we all please be upstanding for the American National Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the Australian National Anthem. Your doctor at ringside, Dr. Peter Lewis. Your timekeeper, Tom Davis. Your referee in charge of this heavyweight contest, Mr. Ignatius Missilides. The WBF president at centre ring, Mr. Mick Croucher. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Melbourne Exhibition and Convention Centre and everybody watching live around the world on Epicenter TV. Are you ready? It's main event time! 12 by 3-minute rounds. Boxing rules in the heavyweight division. And they are fighting for the WBF World Heavyweight title. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner, trained out of Shaper Gym. Tonight wearing black trunks with red and white riding. Official weight 113 kilograms even. A professional fight record of 86 fights, 74 wins, 3 draws, 40 fights ending by knockout. Coming out of the United States of America, give him an Australian welcome, ladies and gentlemen, James Lights Up Toney! And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, trained out of One More Round Gym, wearing black shorts with white piping. Official weight 116 kilograms even. A perfect fighting record of 15 fights, 15 wins, 14 coming by knockout. Representing Perth, Western Australia, ladies and gentlemen, Lucas Big Daddy Browne. Can I please have both players to steering?
Okay, boys, as I discussed the rules here in the change room, I want you to obey my commands at all times and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves now and good luck.
The referee Ignatius Missilides about ready to get the action underway here for the vacant WBF Heavyweight Championship of the World. Australia's great white hope, Lucas Big Daddy Browne in the blue corner with the black trunks and the red gloves. And of course,
the legend himself.
Yep, absolutely. The 5-division world champion, James Lights Out Toney in the black trunks with the black gloves, fighting out of the red corner. Let's go for round number 1. The height and reach advantages very, very clear to see with Lucas Browne.
James Lights Out Toney certainly carrying quite a bit of excess. Lucas Browne in brilliant condition here. James Toney, one of the greats, one of the all-time greats, defensive genius in the past, and never been stopped.
Oh, absolutely, Barry. Let's recap: 86 professional fights, 74 wins, 45 by way of shortcut, by knockout, I should say, I guess, and 3 draws, and he's only lost 7 times. And those losses, I think he lost to Montel Griffin twice, he lost to the great Roy Jones Jr., and he's only lost to some very, very good company.
Lost to John Ruiz after winning the world heavyweight title off him. He had it taken off him because he was
supposedly tested positive.
Tested positive, but James Toney looking very adept in this opening minute or so.
Dangerous looking fighter. Forget the size, forget the bulk, forget the height differential, the reach differential, but a dangerous fighter. One that is never over as Lucas Big Daddy Browne, with certainly the height and reach.
And look, Lucas, a very, very dangerous man indeed. You know, big man, big puncher, but he's never been in the ring with a man of this calibre.
When you look at it, career rounds for James Toney, 646, and an amazing 333 in title fights. Title fights, he's had 36. That means he's had 21 more fights for titles than Lucas Browne's had in actual title fights.
Yeah.
And look, for 24 wins and 7 losses, but
James Toney has collected 12 world titles during his illustrious career. Phenomenal record.
An amazing record, Barry, when
amazing.
You consider it.
From middleweight to heavyweight. One of the only 2 men to stop the great Evander Holyfield.
Turned professional way back on October 26 in 1988 with a TKO win in Mount Clemens over Stephen Lee. He's fought in many parts of the United States as Lucas pushes him over. He's going to incur a warning. That's the second. That's the second time he's done that now, Lucas.
I think it was an accident more than anything.
A little bit off balance, James Toney, but nice left hand by Lucas Browne, using that reach advantage that he has. 116.6 kilos, Lucas Browne. 113.6, James Toney. So a 3 kilo weight advantage to Lucas Browne, plus the height and reach. But let me tell you, folks, in the bigger scheme of things, that doesn't play a big part in tonight's fight.
No, James Toney in the past has been in the ring with some of the biggest and best heavyweights in the world, and always acquitted himself well. The likes of Samuel Peter, John Ruiz, of course, the great Evander Holyfield. Hatim Rahman twice.
Absolutely.
He's been in with the best. And I actually thought James Toney pinched the first round.
Well, I actually thought Lucas won. I'll tell you why. Only because he threw that left lead a couple of times. There was nothing in the round. I mean, really, if you ever saw an even round, I guess that's about it, Barry Michael. But look, it's how did you see it at home? And I hope you're enjoying our Epicenter TV live stream coming to you in your home, wherever in the world you may be.
And we are live around the world on Epicenter TV.
Absolutely, and congratulations to our promoters. Congratulations to all the people behind the scenes, our cameramen, Paris, Nick, Steve, the boys, Alex from Paris Productions, and they've done a remarkable job here tonight. Congratulations to my fellow commentator here, Barry Michael, who's anchored me and made me look good here tonight.
Oh, mate,
otherwise I'd be in real strife. But
get out, you certainly know what you're doing in the commentary position, Brad.
And Lucas Browne tries to open up on James Toney, and James has a wry smile on his face and says, okay, well, that's the way you want to do it. But Big Daddy Browne, Australia's great white hope, can he take on and defeat James Toney? Lights out Toney, one of the most experienced fighters to come to this shore. And Barry, I said a little earlier on, the last big heavyweight clash that happened in this state was when the great Smokin' Joe Frazier came down to Australia and fought Jimmy Ellis, the main sparring partner of Muhammad Ali, way back in March 1975.
Yep.
And that was 38 years ago, 38 years and 2 months, if you like, and that was the last big heavyweight fight that took place in this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Lucas Browne and James Toney are of the calibre of Jimmy Ellis and of course the great Smokin' Joe Frazier, but certainly James Toney is in that league when it comes to legendary status.
James Toney's certainly in that league. The great Joe Frazier went on after the Jimmy Ellis victory at the St Kilda football ground.
Junction Oval, the home of the mighty Lions.
To have the greatest, for my money, the greatest heavyweight fight in history, this fella in Manila against the great man Muhammad Ali.
It was exactly 7 months after he left the Australian shores. He went back to his home and then trained and got ready for that fight against Muhammad Ali at the Araneta Coliseum in the Philippines, from memory.
Yep, it was the most brutal heavyweight fight I think I ever saw.
Absolutely. I was there, you were there. I know Mick was there, and it was probably half the crowd here were there. I reckon I was about all of probably 20 years old. Oh, James Toney doesn't like something there. He just waves to Big Daddy Lucas Browne. He's all business, Lucas Browne.
James Toney seeing the shots well. Not throwing a lot back in return, but making Lucas Browne miss at the moment.
A trawling contest taking place here. James Toney, Lucas Browne trying to use that feeder, that left lead that he's got. Has a big height and reach advantage over James Toney, but just accidental, no real intention there. Of course, just size and bulk. And Lucas touches the gloves and says, "Sorry, mate."
James Toney's yet to really unleash. We tried a good left hook there. To Lucas's credit, evaded that well.
There's the little short left hook in the right hand that just missed the mark by James Toney. But Lucas is trying to find a rhythm, trying to find a range, trying to find a home for that left hand, followed by the straight right hand, but nothing there at this stage.
Fighting a smart fight at the moment, Lucas Browne.
Nice left lead by Lucas Browne.
Jab.
Another good round by Lucas Browne. Barry, what'd you think?
Yeah, I think so. He's fighting an intelligent fight at this stage. James Toney really not getting off to these shots.
Round vacant World WBF Heavyweight Championship, an organisation title. I shouldn't call it a world title. It's an organisation title, but it's a title nonetheless. And of course,
it'll certainly give the winner a leg up in the heavyweight round of the world in the heavyweights.
There's a thumping jab by James Toney,
and he landed a good overhand right before too. Hasn't really tried much in the way of
Lucas
big shots.
Browne just starting to he's complaining about a head clash there, Lucas Browne, and but James Toney just
tell you what, you wouldn't want that head to hit you, would you?
Not at all. Not at all. And Lucas just started, the left hand starting to drop down a little bit, and there's that little clipping little left hook off the cuff. Gee, that was a good punch. Lucas doesn't want to drop his hands. He doesn't want to get too overconfident here.
Without doubt, you know.
There's a clubbing right hand by Lucas Browne. James Toney's just got that wry smile and says, okay, that's not too bad, but you've got to do better than that. Australia's great white hope, Lucas Big Daddy Browne, former MMA fighter based out of Perth in Western Australia. Take it all before him. He won the Australian heavyweight title from Colin Wilson. And
good jab. Good jab from Lucas so far.
Oh, there was an exchange of right hands. Oh, he's missed again, Lucas. He's just can't find his range. And of course, the evasive James Toney just made that right hand, just went straight over the shoulder, Barry. That's an amazing skill.
Incredible and good jab of them from Toney.
He talks to Lucas Browne and says, come on, brother, let's go.
Same way he did when him and Danny Green went to war in the gym.
Absolutely, and I know you're watching tonight, Dan. Wish you and Angelo and all the boys over there all the best in Perth. And
for sure, wish you were here.
Absolutely wish you were here. And you get into the gym and start doing something, Green Machine, because it's not over for you yet, my friend.
I don't think Danny's made his mind up yet.
No, I don't think so neither, and arguably he's one of Australia's finest, and
without
and
doubt.
he really put our sport back on the map. And you know, whether you love him or whether you hate him, but certainly Anthony Mundine has had a little bit to do with that as well. But Danny Green certainly kept him honest.
Without doubt, Danny's he had a magnificent career.
And you know, the best part about Danny Green outside the boxing ring, nothing changes. He's just genuinely a nice guy, you know, and he's everybody's favourite. As we're inside 10 seconds, Lucas Browne misses with this little short right hand.
I think he landed that one, to be honest, but I think...
No, I thought it missed. James just slipped and parried the punch.
How did you see that one?
I thought Lucas Browne won that simply because of his aggression. Nothing more. A couple of the punches, and Barry, I think you went the other way, did you?
Yeah, I think James Toney just about edged it myself, but
okay.
Not a great deal in it. I think James landed a good right hand. He landed some good jabs, and the thing he's making Lucas miss a great deal.
He has made Lucas miss a lot.
Let's go, guys. Mouth cut in.
Guys, you've really brought the sport to another level down here in Melbourne, and what a tremendous effort as we come for round number 4. The big boys meet in centre ring. There's that nice lead from James Toney. That was flush. A little bit more urgency in his work now. Misses with the right hand.
Good jab from Lucas there. Lovely jab.
Just slipped and parried that punch again over the top, that right hand. He's a master of that.
And for our viewers out there, when you miss shots, it takes it out of you.
Absolutely it does.
Good jab from Lucas.
Hitting used air. There's no joy in hitting used air, Barry. It drags it out of you.
Does it ever.
And I hope you're enjoying our Epicenter TV coverage of our live stream coming to you in your computers, wherever you are, might be in the world. And I hope all of Australia is watching this. Just loses his balance again.
His balance is not good.
No, well, what happened? He came in. He came in to throw the right hand, and Lucas threw his own right hand. And referee Ignatius Missalidis is just going to ask for a towel to wipe a little bit of water from, or maybe a little bit of Vaseline from the centre of the ring there.
But certainly the canvas has certainly got a grit on it. Which,
it absolutely has. You can see it. There's no, it's not slipping. I think it was just a case of the two bodies coming together, and the bulk and the size of two fighters, and here we go. Back, round number 4, live action again.
Have a look how relaxed James Toney is.
Oh, he's relaxed, yeah. Lucas clubs him with a short right hand, misses with the left hook. Using all of the ring, Lucas Browne. There's a nice lead by James Toney. Lucas goes with a little short right hand there, misses again.
Is there slippery there?
Oh, bullshit, the ring canvas is...
Let's do some fighting, boys. Let's do some fighting. And
the ring canvas has got a sand grit covering on it, so it shouldn't be causing any problems with slippage.
Oh, it's a clubbing right hand. That's hurt James Toney.
Has it
Lucas
ever?
Browne has got him in a little bit of strife. The big right hand, and he steps away, surprisingly. I think Lucas knows he doesn't want to go in and do anything too cute because he knows how dangerous lights out can be. There's another
nailed
big
him
right
again.
hand. Oh!
He could be the first man to stop James Toney the way he's going. James Toney hit with a couple of bomb right hands.
Trying to unload on the big right hand, but Lucas seems to be having problems with traction. He's wearing a pair of Roy Jones the Everlast boots that they have, and I know he's had them for a long time. They've got a zip on them instead of a lace-up, so maybe they're starting to just twist around his feet a little bit, Barry.
It's interesting because we did have issues with the ring canvas last time, and this ring canvas has got a special grit covering
No,
on
you can
it.
see that. None of the other fighters have slipped tonight. None of their. I think it's just a little bit of the size of bulk, and James is very bulky. Lucas is 3 kilograms heavier, of course. And I mean, when you look at it, we've got 230 kilos of pure fighting machine in centre ring, wanting to hurt each other.
Watch your head, Clash. Watch your head, Clash.
Certainly have.
Watch your head, I know. Hit him on the jaw. Watch your heads.
Okay, and referee Ignatius Missilides just warns him about use of the head. A little bit of redness coming between the eyebrows of Lucas Browne there.
Lucas's right eye's got a bit of a lump under that right eye of
Lucas
Browne.
getting a little bit of urgency in his work, but James just smiles as he makes him miss. And I guess that was a fairly definitive round for Lucas Browne. Barry.
Definitely.
James likes it, Toney. A heavyweight superman here. We're in Melbourne, Australia.
Absolutely. Our judges tonight, Andrew Campbell, Malcolm Borner, and of course his lovely wife Samantha Borner. Our referee in centre ring is Ignatius Missilides, and we're now ready for round number 5 of this heavyweight collision. Australia's great white hope, Lucas Big Daddy Browne, the Perth-based Australian who's had his last 3 or 4 fights over in the UK. Had a quick trip up to Brisbane and fought on a Jamie Meyer show up at Richlands, and stopped his Japanese at Masataki Takahara over there in 1 round, but and that was just a keep busy fight. But and James Toney has had the long haul across from the United States, 15 hours alone just to get to Brisbane. Get to Sydney, I should say.
He's been here a week. He's feels as though he's acclimatised well. He's just got over the jet lag. But at this stage, Lucas Browne proving too slick.
He's fighting a smart fight, Barry. And, I had a little chat with Mick and Brian earlier on. I've refereed Lucas Browne a couple of times now, and the biggest thing that he's marked that he left on me was that he is an intelligent fighter.
Yep. No, he's an intelligent bloke. There's no doubt about that.
He walked into a big right hand there. He hit James with a right hand, and James came straight back over the top with him, and that certainly caught his attention. And he knows that his eyes a left hook and a right hand by James. That came out of nowhere. Oh, he's hurt Lucas, and he's hurt. James is hurt.
Wow.
As he claims Lucas. I've got a feeling this fight is not going to go the distance.
No, I don't think any way this is going the distance. Both fighters landing big punches.
There's some big bombs being landed there. Who is the most durable? Who's got the most chin, and who wants it most? Who wants the WBF Heavyweight Championship of the world? Australia's great white hope, Lucas Big Daddy Browne? Or the veteran American, the 86-fight veteran American, the future Hall of Famer, James Lights Out Toney? In arguably what's the biggest fight and the most competitive fight card of the year here in Melbourne.
James Toney looking for an opening.
Oh, there it is too.
Yeah.
He brought Lucas in, he got him in, sat him where he wanted to, then hit him with a left hook and a clubbing right hand.
Yep, left
now,
hook.
that was really well done, Barry. He didn't have to do too much to bring Lucas in. Lucas actually just fought his fight there.
The left hand's landed a couple of times for James Toney this round.
And if, I have a sneaking suspicion, and I know it's not going to happen, but if James Toney at this weight, if he got back down to cruiserweight, wouldn't he make some noise?
Oh, for sure. But that's
without
not without
that excess weight, it's not going to happen. But wouldn't he really have a say in the cruiserweight division?
He did drop the cruiserweight in one of his recent losses to Denis Lebedev.
Denis Lebedev, the Kostazu trained Denis Lebedev.
Took it off 58 pound and went to Russia and went 12 rounds with Lebedev.
Absolutely.
58 pounds, a lot of weight.
And Lebedev is a very good fighter. He's
Very
that
good
hard-nosed Russian, real hard face. And that was a very good round. Actually, that was a good round for James Toney, I thought, that round. And he bridged the Guys who are working behind the scenes, I do apologise, but you're doing a great job, and I hope you're enjoying our coverage of our stream tonight, coming to you from Melbourne. Lucas Big Daddy Browne got it all to gain and nothing to lose as he takes on the veteran American James Toney, hits him with a flush left hand there.
Having a chat to his corner, the great James Toney, the character.
One of the characters of the sport, James Lights Out Toney.
When you can bat a shot round the back there, James Toney, he's probably thrown plenty of them himself.
Originally born in Grand Rapids in Michigan, and now lives in Sherman Oaks in California, a nice part of the world, Sherman Oaks, as he clubs Lucas Browne with that big right hand. Lucas said to his, oh, gee, what did I do that for? I didn't need to get clubbed by that. Not a bad round for James Toney in that last fight. Lucas made him miss, and he's trying to make him pay now. Ever so conscious of the fact that the short punches of James Toney are dangerous.
They're dangerous. The short punches are dangerous for sure.
Like to see Lucas employ that left jab now. That's just gone away a little bit from his repertoire, like what he had in the early rounds. It won him most of the early rounds.
It was certainly working well for him. But he's tasted the power, I think, of James Toney. A couple of times he was shaken.
Yeah, absolutely was.
But he's landed some bombs himself. I think he's shaken James Toney.
Oh, there's that little short right hand. Oh, that was a slip there. Just actually, James lost his balance. He got hit behind the arm, and he was off balance as he tried to avoid the punch.
Tell you what, you'd think those falls have got to take it out of you too.
Oh, absolutely. You've got to use the energy to get back up.
Yeah, and
113 kilos, you've got to get back up on your feet.
Exactly. Plus you're hitting the canvas hard.
And of course, the bulk of these two guys and the size, when you look at Lucas Browne, you know, he's much taller and much bigger, and he's very, very strong, Lucas Browne, in close, and he's not easy to move. And James Toney, I wouldn't imagine, is easy to move now. It's like two trains hitting together.
It is.
Something has to bounce off of one another.
Certainly
There's
is.
the right hand followed by the uppercut. I see blood on the eyelid of Lucas Browne now. Whoa, the right eye. Is it the right eye of Lucas Browne? There's a clubbing right hand. That certainly caught the attention of Big Daddy. James Toney is not done with yet, as Lucas Browne actually slips there. You can see he did slip.
Yeah, you can see that.
Eye of Lucas Browne, it's on their right eye. There's a little bit of blood, and I'm just concerned that whether that was caused by a punch or whether it was actually caused by a cut. Oh, there's another clubbing right hand followed by the little short left hook by James Toney. And there's a clubbing right hand by Lucas Browne. He goes in, he's hurt James Toney.
Hurt.
Oh, he stunned James Toney there.
He was hurt.
He was, absolutely he was. This fight has got many twists and turns in it yet, Barry Michael.
It certainly has. The experience of James Toney, the power of Lucas Big Daddy Browne. Lucas looking for that overhand right. James Toney needs a get out of jail punch at the moment, I think. Has he got it in him? The great man, James Lights Out Toney.
And there we see
the bell for another round.
The end of round number 6. I think that was a good round for Lucas Browne.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely in front.
He's got a bit of a break now on James Lights Out Toney, Barry. I have him on my unofficial scorecard, 59-55.
I'm seriously worried about this ring camera because it shouldn't be slipping.
I think there's a little bit of sweat and a little bit of water around on it as well, Barry. That's all I can put it down to, nothing more. Both guys, it's quite warm here tonight, and both guys are sweating. There's a lot of water in the corner. There's a lot of water on their bodies, and that's and I think that's come down onto that canvas, and it hasn't.
Certainly a lot of sweat.
Absolutely. I hope you're enjoying tonight. How are you seeing this fight at home now? Do you agree with the former world super featherweight champion Barry Michael and myself? I hope so, and we're calling it live for you here at ringside.
James Toney, just his reflexes certainly are.
Oh, clubbing left hook and a nice hard right hand by Lucas Browne as he pushes James Toney away. And referee Ignatius Missoliti says, hey, come on, I've warned you, don't push him away. He's made the long trip across the Nullarbor, Lucas Browne. Of course, James Toney's had a long trip across the Atlantic, I think.
Across the world, yeah, no.
And,
Lucas fighting a smart fight here. He's still very cagey and dangerous.
There's an exchange of powerful left hands. I should say the Pacific, not the Atlantic, isn't it? Or a hard right hand to the body by James Toney and an equally hard right hand to the side of the head by Lucas Browne.
Good jab from Big Lucas.
There he is. He's got that jab. He seems to have got his range a little bit now. He's growing in confidence each time he hits with that jab. Steps back,
keeps
takes
looking
his
at
time.
That canvas. There must be some issue there, which
absolutely.
It's been specially treated so it doesn't slip. And I'm the promoter, so I'm seriously worried about it.
We might get the boys at Active Labour to have a look at it after this fight's over and done. There's a hard right hand by Lucas Browne, a little left uppercut and a following up right hand by and James Toney with blood coming from the mouth now. Sort of turns around and says, "Come on, baby, come on, baby." And a big thanks to Simmons Homes Against tonight, Active Labour, and all the major sponsors and all the crowd that have the corporate tables and the people who have come to support this magnificent event here tonight. James lights out Toney, hasn't let anyone down at this stage, and neither is Lucas Browne.
No, he's certainly come to fight, James Toney.
I predicted a little earlier on, everyone's going against Lucas. I predicted, there's a big right hand by Toney. That certainly hurt James Browne, but I predicted that I think that the longer the fight goes, I think that, Lucas pulls him over now. That's the third time he's done that. He's just pushed that. That was a blatant push, and I think that
Lucas bleeding heavily from the left eye.
He is from the left, from the right eye, Barry. And next time he does that, I think that the referee should penalise Lucas, because there's no need to push your opponent, even though he's just maybe coming a little bit frustrated, I think, Lucas Browne, but he doesn't need to be too cute. He's doing very well as he speaks.
He is.
Fighting with care, fighting with...
right eye, heavily bleeding.
And looks like a couple of cuts there now, Barry.
That's the end of round number 7.
As we see the end of round number 7, another good round by Lucas Browne. And he's certainly stolen the break on James Toney now, as the Toney corner comes up to referee Ignatius Vassilides and asks the question and said, "Hey, listen, how many times are you going to let your fighter push my fighter to the ground?
Yeah.
Come on, you know it's within the rules. We've come all the way out here. We just want a fair shake."
Lucas could be. After round 4, I thought that Toney was starting to warm up, but Lucas Browne could be the first man to ever stop James Toney.
Absolutely.
The way it's going.
Well, the way it's going, it looks that way, doesn't it, Barry? You know, good to see Ricardo Montaleo and all the way over from Perth working on the cut of the right eye of Lucas Browne as the boys come out for round number 8. Round 8 of a scheduled 12-round championship fight here at the fabulous Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre. I just want to say a big thanks to our crew at Paris Productions tonight, as also Pascali and Nick and the boys. Alex, they're doing a great job with the coverage. I hope you're enjoying it on Epicenter TV as well. It's a live stream, and the way to go in watching some of the biggest fights around the world, that you can watch them on your own computer and at a very, very reasonable price. And I take my hats off to yourself, Barry, Michael, Brian Armatruda, and of course Mick Gatto, for bringing the fights to the public who can't get here at a very reasonable price.
Oh, look, thanks to Epicenter TV for that, because the streaming around the world is gives the average punter a chance at a reasonable price, $15 to watch this great afternoon, evening of boxing.
Beautiful left jab by Big Daddy Lucas Browne. I think I know it's not too early to say, but James looks like he's lost his way a little bit now, Barry.
Yes,
he's finding it difficult to get inside the range of Lucas Browne. It's proving a little bit more difficult. As I said that, he just hits him with a little clubbing short left hook.
Nice little left hook.
That, under normal circumstances, probably would have hurt many fighters.
Lucas just shook his head like it wasn't a bother at all.
And I guess the shine has come off both fighters a little bit now. The power has subsided just that little bit. Of course, they're still trying to knock each other over, but and it's a real arm wrestle. It's who can land the big one. That's what we're looking for. The game changer, the one-punch game changer.
Don't think James Toney's got the reflexes to... he hasn't got the reflexes to put a good combination together, I don't think.
I think he's still capable. If Lucas Browne makes a mistake, James Toney has the ability to make him pay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think now the shine has started to come off him just that little bit, and he's starting to labour a little bit. The mouth is starting to come open a little bit wide. He's standing in front of Lucas, and he doesn't need to do that. He's got a really good jab, and I think there's something in his repertoire. He's got all the punches he needs to start just unloading a little bit. There it is, a two-punch body combination followed up with the left hook.
The old James Toney would have thrown another 3 or 4 on top of it.
Absolutely. The master of the body roll, the master of the punch and parry. Has he still got it? I think he still has, but unfortunately tonight he's fighting the fight of Lucas Browne.
Yeah.
But, you know, the funny part is James Toney can fight at this pace all night. 12 rounds, he'll fight at the same pace all night.
Yep, but he's not winning the fight.
No, he's not.
He's not going to win the fight.
Yep.
And
Lucas is just outworking him at the moment, not doing anything too cute, being very, very careful. He's very, very aware of the power and the hand speed of James Toney. He knows that if he makes a mistake, he can pay for it dearly.
Let's make some noise, Melbourne! Give those big fires! Give applause! Heavyweight action right here in Sydney.
Stool out, guys. Mouth guard in. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Get the stool out.
And as I look around the venue, I see many women, like back in the 70s, Barry, when the women wore ball gowns and they were all dressed up lovely and came to the fights. It was a night out, and we're revisiting that tonight. There's a lot of lovely women here, dressed to the nines, and it's great to see. They've come to see an American legend in James Toney, and can Australia's great white hope, Lucas Big Daddy Browne, can he bring home the vacant WBF Heavyweight Championship of the world, and in an upset defeat one of the guys who's arguably one of the hardest fighters in the world to defeat, and that's James Toney.
one of the all-time greats without doubt, James Toney.
You know, I listen and I have a look at many of the websites, and a lot of the people are saying, oh, you know, Tony's shot, he's this, he's that, and Lucas will win by KO, you know. And I mean, there's a lot of experts that seem to know a lot about the sport that don't even attend some of the fights, Barry, and it's a real shame because they put a blight on the sport by their inaccurate assessment of what's actually happening in the sport.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But
for a few of you experts at home, why don't you get off your backside and come out and pay your money and come to watch some of the fights and see it firsthand, and then you can make a qualified judgment. There's a lovely uppercut by Lucas Big Daddy Browne as he tried. He almost did it there.
He almost did it then.
And there's blood dripping from the right eyelid of Lucas Browne right now.
James Toney needs a knockout here if he's going to have any chance of winning this fight. Lucas Browne.
Oh, there's a powerful straight left. That was a beautiful left lead, Barry, wasn't it?
Yep.
And that's his strong point, Lucas Browne. He's now got into a rhythm. He's got into a pattern now. He's actually worked James Toney out, controlling centre ring, and the blood is just freely dripping down the right eyelid of Lucas Browne. I hope it doesn't impair his vision as he moves around, because jabs. James Toney's best punch is arguably his crisp little left hook, and if that blood comes into the right eye, then he's not going to be able to see that little left hook as it comes out. It's a crisp, short, sharp lever. There it was.
I just received a text message from Shane Cameron. He's watching the fight live on Epicenter TV in New Zealand. Shane, cheerio to Shane over there, one of the great Australasian heavyweights. Gave Danny Green a great fight last year, and scored some massive victories himself. Oh,
great little right hand. Yeah, and the Mountain Warrior, what a tremendous sportsman. He's a credit to New Zealand. I refereed his last fight and he knocked Monty Barrett cold. You know, against all the odds. He picked himself up after the David Tua loss. He came back, he came over here, he beat some of our best. He came back, and of course, Monty Barrett then came out and defeated David Tua, and you know, the things didn't look good. They thought, well, he looked very good in beating David Tua. Can Shane Cameron beat it? Certainly Shane was up to the task, and Kenny Rainsfield and the team over there, I wish you all the best, and glad to see you watching Epicenter TV. As another great round for Big Daddy Lucas Browne. As there we have James Toney. Doesn't look like the James Toney that we know, Barry, as he walked to the wrong corner there.
No, mate,
he's just fighting the fight that he has to fight at this particular stage to win the fight.
Without doubt.
As our referee calls us in for the 10th round of this 12 round. And we're in the championship rounds, round 10, 11 and 12, as the boys come to centre ring. The shine has certainly come off both of them, and James Toney looking a little worse for wear. And
I don't think he's got a lot left, James Toney.
No, he hasn't. I guess size, fitness, youth has got a lot to it. There's 11 years in youth. There's a lot of height and weight difference, of course.
Yeah, no, I think you could see the way it's going at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised to see.
And Barry, as you well know, Father Time beats us all.
Certainly.
The mind says, oh, I can do that. The body says, no, you can't. What do you think you're doing? And as you know, I get in the gym like you, and we try and do that. Just as I say that, James Toney clubs Lucas Browne with a right hand that certainly caught his attention.
Yeah.
But it's not over until the fat lady sings. Not when you're talking tremendous athletes of the calibre of James Toney and, of course, Lucas Browne.
No, you're right. It's never over. You're always only one punch from disaster. But at the moment, Lucas Browne well in control of this fight. James Toney needs a miracle here. He needs a miracle bomb from maybe 20 years ago. Oh, good right hand from Lucas Browne.
He just can't seem to find his range, James Toney. And Lucas is fighting a very, very smart fight, keeping it at range, not letting him set, because if he lets him set, he's in trouble. There's that crunching left hand.
Vicious, stiff left jab.
Oh, it's a great left hand.
Lucas Browne.
Danny Green has a beautiful left hand like that. I saw him break the nose of Jason Delisle one night when I refereed him over there, and that straight left hand on him when Jason was the absolute warrior. He abused me when I stopped the fight. But Danny hit him with the hardest left hand that I have ever seen in my 40 years in the sport.
Danny.
And he clubs him with a right hand. He's got James in a little bit of trouble there, but Lucas just walks away. He doesn't want to get too cute. He's just doing what he has to do.
Doesn't want to leave himself open for the counter, but he's fighting a very smart fight, Lucas Browne.
You know, I said to Mick earlier on that, the thing that left me with Lucas Browne, the couple of times that I have refereed him, he is a thinker. He is an intelligent fighter. He doesn't want to engage. He doesn't want to sort of say, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, let's see who hits hardest. And he's a thinker, and he's a smart boxer, and that's very prevalent tonight, because he's winning this fight against an American legend.
And look, James Toney doesn't want to be involved anymore.
No, James is just taking his time, looking for the one shot, trying to... he doesn't want to engage, because every time he's come close, Lucas has actually hurt him with that. There's that left hand again as blood splurts from the mouth of James Toney. There's the evasive skills are still there, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but the reflexes aren't.
Yeah, and it's a sad end to an American legend. And Lucas hasn't put the pedal to the metal yet. He's just winning the fight. There's that lovely left hand, fighting smarter, not harder. There's a look of disbelief on the face of James Toney as we see the end of the 10th round, and both fighters just give each other a little wry smile, more of a smile of respect. I've hit you with everything and you're still here.
Yeah, no, James Toney, this has to be the last fight of his career. You know, Archie Moore at 55 still... One of his last fights fought the great Muhammad Ali at 55.
Absolutely.
Roberto Duran was still fighting when he was 50 and had a car accident and had to retire.
Yeah, amazing.
Round 11. Is James Toney going to make the distance? He needs a miracle here, I think.
And I think Lucas Browne now knows he's on the balls of his feet now. He knows he's inside. He can see the finish line. He doesn't need to be too cute. He doesn't need to do anything too smart. He's just got to stay on top now. Just keep the left jab in the face of James Toney. Don't let him set. Don't let him do anything too cute, and just stay out of trouble and coast his way home to a points decision tonight.
For sure. The jab's been a winner all night for Big Lucas. He's boxed a very, very intelligent fight indeed.
Against the odds, you know, not too many people gave him much of a chance tonight, Barry. I did. I picked him. I said earlier on, I think he can win on points.
He was actually favourite in the betting.
Yes.
But I figured, to be honest, it was a dangerous task to take on a man of, the calibre of James Toney. With the relative inexperience of Lucas. But, to his credit, he's oh, shit.
Yeah, now he did slip there, absolutely, yes.
Excuse me, Mike, for the viewers. Sometimes forget that I'm on air here. But, that was slippery.
It was. And, of course, look, you know what? There's a lot of blood from the eye and the mouth of James Toney. And, of course, there's a lot of sweat. That's really what it is. I don't think that is that slippery. And I think that the boots that Lucas has got have got a rubber sole. I know he's worn those boots for a long, long time now. And maybe they're just starting to wear. They've just started to, to shine up on the bottom.
Yeah, possibly.
And,
it's not like the old resin boots which you could scrape the bottom
not
of.
Not at all. I guess there's a real cause to bring pigskin soles back and resin. The resin tray in the corner, like we used to at TV ringside.
Sure, yeah. Put the resin down.
It was part of the tradition.
Certainly was back in the old days. Good palm there from James Toney. He needs a miracle here.
There's that crunching left lead by Lucas Browne. Coasting Lucas Browne, just doing what he has to do. He's working smarter, not harder. The left lead is continually in the face of James Toney, as you can see with the mouth open, the blood coming out of the mouth. That's a response of the lead of Lucas Browne.
way in front on points.
And Ricardo Monteleone has done a very, very good job on the right eye of Lucas Browne. Great corner work over there to the Lucas Browne team.
James Toney should not.
Oh, nice little left hook, and another equally as good a left hook by James Toney. But there's the straight lead, and he shouldn't get hit with that sort of stuff, Barry.
Straight in the mouth.
Yeah.
Look at the mouth. The mouth's covered in blood.
Once upon a time,
He
you would never have
touched
got
him.
hit with that punch.
No.
Are we seeing history in the making? Are we seeing the legendary James Toney, a future Hall of Famer? The
Last
veteran,
fight.
the 86 or now 87 fight veteran. Is this his last fight? You might be witnessing a little bit of history here. I hope for his sake, he's got a family, he's got all his children's name on the front of his trunks there. And there looks like there's Prince, James Jr., Brittany, Tiffany, Morgan and Jasmine, and they can be well proud of their father. He's got nothing left to prove in this business. Whether he never has another fight, he will always remain a legend in my eye and the eye of you. And another very good round for Lucas Browne. On my unofficial card, Barry, I have it 109 to 100.
Yeah, no, fair call, Brad. It's definitely one-sided.
Absolutely.
I mean, it would be an amazing thing on the resume of Lucas Browne to be the only man to stop him.
Absolutely, absolutely. But let me tell you this, Barry, and it's not going to sound silly, but do you know what? James Toney, I think, can stop Lucas Browne, but I don't think Lucas Browne can stop James Toney.
Do you really? Yeah, look.
And the boys touch gloves.
Yeah,
I mean, not at this late stage of the fight now. I think Lucas has got it all to gain and nothing to lose.
Definitely.
He's running on adrenaline now. He knows he's done a very, very good job. The urgency will come out in James Toney. He's going to try and pull it out of the fighter here somewhere along the line.
I think he'll try, but I don't think he's capable.
He doesn't want to leave it in the ring. He doesn't want to leave Australia. He's had a great time out here. He didn't come out for a holiday. He's actually come out to fight. And I know he had plans to come out here again. And let's hope that he comes out of this very, very well. It's been a night of mixed fortunes here tonight. Sad ending to the OPBF heavyweight title. Solomon Haumono lost his OPBF heavyweight title to the brilliant American Kevin Johnson.
Absolutely brilliant display of boxing.
And Lucas, Big Daddy Browne, Australia's great white hope. Looks like he's on his way to victory, but we've still got probably another 2 minutes to go yet before we start counting the chickens.
Yep, you never know in boxing.
Now the hands are up of Big Daddy. He's not going to be too cute. He's not going to be too smart. He knows he's just got to play it smarter, not harder. There's a nice lead again. That's a beautiful left lead, keeping James Toney off balance. Beautiful thumping left lead.
James Toney calls him on. It's a bit sad, actually. You know, James Toney must know that he's virtually lost every round.
Absolutely. I think, Barry, we've given James maybe 2 rounds, I think. Maybe one round. I think I've given him 1 round on my unofficial scorecard.
Yep. Oh,
there's a clubbing right hand. And that certainly caught James. James, that wry smile, but he knows, hey, he just wants to survive now. He doesn't want to end up on the seat of his pants again.
Look at the blood, the side of James
just coming out of the mouth.
Very, very swollen.
Let's make some noise, Melbourne, Australia finals.
And you know, Barry, let me tell you this, Lucas Browne is one of the real nice guys of Australian
boxing. He's a lovely
boxing,
bloke, he's a gentleman.
And look, I know this is going to sound silly coming from a competitive sportsman like Lucas
He's got
Browne.
James Toney
He's in
in
a
trouble.
bit of strife here.
Can he stop him? He's got him in trouble.
Do you know what?
He's backed off.
Yep, he's backed off. And you know what?
Out of respect, I think he's done that.
I believe that Lucas Browne doesn't really want to put a damaging end to the career of James Toney. Out of respect. Just out of respect. I think he knows he's a legend. Tonight he's beaten a legend.
I think Lucas can finish him now.
Yeah, I think if he really put the foot down, he might be able to get him out of there. But you know what? The nice guy that he is, he doesn't want to embarrass a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
he just wants to win the fight. He wants to do the very best he can. And he's done that. And he's done it in an inimitable style as well.
We're inside 10 seconds.
10 seconds. There's not going to be any knockout now. But Lucas Browne, you can hold your head up high, young man.
For
the
sure.
33-year-old Australian, the great white hope. He's brought it home and he knows he's done something special. As lights out James Toney and as they embrace in centre ring. And James comes back to his trainer and there's a look. He knows he's got a bad cut on the inside of his mouth. And what a tremendous end to tonight's program here at the Melbourne Exhibition and Convention Centre as my co-commentator and co-promoter Barry Michael makes his way up in the centre ring, and with promoter Mick Gatto, and of course James's wife has come into the ring there to console at this stage the unofficial result, and take nothing away from James Toney. He came to fight. He ran into a committed, dedicated, hard at the ball Lucas Browne tonight, and I think he did a marvellous job. And Lucas, Big Daddy Browne, you can hold your head up high, because tonight you have done something that not too many other fighters in the history of the sport have done. As the boys embrace in centre ring, great sportsmanship, and referee Ignatius Missilidis did a great job, a tremendous referee, really coming part of some of Australia's boxing official. Let's hear the official scores.
To the judges' scorecards. Your judge Andrew Campbell scored the contest 117-111. Samantha Bullner scored the contest 119-109. Malcolm Bullner scored the contest 120-108. Your winner and new World Boxing Foundation Heavyweight Champion of the World,
And there it is, the official announcement. Lucas Big Daddy Browne has captured the vacant WBF World Heavyweight Championship with a unanimous points decision over the veteran American James Lights Out Toney, with scores from Judge Andrew Campbell 117-111. Samantha Bullner, she got it right, Samantha Bullner, 119-109. And of course her husband Malcolm Bullner, 120-108. He hasn't given Lucas Browne a round. My unofficial scorecards, as I said on earlier on, was 119-109. Tremendous result here in Australia. A tremendous result for Australian boxing. Lucas Big Daddy Browne has really made a statement here. Let's go and have a quick listen to what he's got to say.
Lucas, you're certainly a fighter on the up here in Australia. You now take your record of 16 fights with 16 wins. You've only gone a distance twice. Twice you've gone a distance. You've won unanimous point decision. All your other fights have been finished very, very early. So you can go both ends of the spectrum. Quick knockouts, 12 round fights. Well done. What was your plan going into tonight, knowing who you're up against? And did that plan unfold well in your brain?
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for turning up. All the fans, everyone. Yeah, the plan was, obviously, I know it was going to avoid my right, which is what I knock everyone out with. I've been working on the left, but all with the slippery floor and everything else, I didn't quite land the left that I wanted to, so I just stuck with the jab, which is pretty much what happened the last time I went with this. I just stuck the jab out and won it that way. So, yeah, we worked with Ricardo, one all-round gym. I'm just very happy with everything here, so obviously I'm still fit enough after 12 rounds. I just didn't like the floor, very slippery. But otherwise, thank you to an absolute legend, James Toney. I couldn't be happier, thank you.
Now, as stated earlier by Mick Gatto and the boys, the winner of the last fight, the semi-main event, Kevin Johnson, they announced that that fight may happen. Now you can start looking at another fight. Kevin Johnson could be the next opponent who's actually stepped in right behind her. The fight will happen.
100%. I know for a fact.
So we're going to see next time around.
You're a man on your word, right? The fight going to happen, right? The fight going to happen. I think everybody out here want to see this fight happen, all right? Am I right? Yeah. I think we're in the building. I mean, I like it, I loved it, I lived up to my end of the deal. Like I said, they get their contract that I signed. We definitely got 90 days, lock ass, kick ass, we do how we do what we do. Right in the same ring. Let's get the blood a little bit, so let's fall, it would be good. But I'm here. 90 days, whatever. 120, you're in the building. Definitely. Plan to see. Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a quick word. Lucas, you want to finish off by thanking some people before we close up the show?
Actually, yeah, quick thank you to all the sponsors. We've got Fight Labs, Kings of Ink, Muscle Mass Therapy. We've got my manager, Matt, trainer Ricardo sitting next to me, my mate Andrew. Obviously family, friends, fans, everyone, my kids at home who might be watching, if not, they'll be watching it soon. Yeah, there's much more to come for me, and this is just a beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for you. new World Boxing Foundation Heavyweight Champion of the World, Lucas Big Daddy Browne. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Brian Armatruda, Barry Michaels and tonight's promoter, Mick Gatto, we thank you so much for making your way down to the Melbourne Exhibition and Convention Centre right here in the most livable city in the world, Melbourne, Australia. My name is John McCauley. It was an honour to be a ring announcer for this evening. Until the next time we head back in centering, stay safe and we'll see you back here in ringside.
Well done. Our winner tonight, a young man who's absolutely made history. He went against the odds. Not many people gave him a real chance against an American legend, but Lucas Browne, you did the job.
Thank you very much, mate. It was definitely a tough fight. Yeah, he knows all the tricks. He's a big, solid fella, and when all the sweat gets on, it's slippery as hell as well. And the floor, I was slipping around on the floor, so I wasn't able to sort of land as many shots as I wanted to. But the jab was landing where it wanted to, and that's how I want it, yeah.
Lucas, all the experts on a lot of the internet sites all around the country and a lot of the people around didn't really give you much of a chance against, you know, an 86 fight veteran. You were coming into this fight at 15 and love. His 86 fights with 74 wins and 45 by way of knockout. They didn't give you much of a chance, you know, and I said to everybody, hey, listen, I've refereed this guy a few times. The biggest thing that you left on me as I refereed with you is that you have an intelligent brain. You are a very intelligent boxer, and I thought that was what's going to get you through. Tell me a little bit about the early rounds. It was a real arm wrestle there. Did he hurt you at any one stage of the fight?
Definitely. I've got, in the left eye, he hit me a nice clean one there, but I think it was either headbutt or his laces that cut me on the right eye there, so that worried me a little bit. But basically, one of the things that I pride myself in is my patience. I'm very, very relaxed with everything, and I don't get caught up in anyone's sort of crap. You know, he was sitting there talking to me, wanted me to come on and everything else, but it's my fight, it's my way, and that's how it happened.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, I mean, he had it all to lose and nothing to gain. You had it all to gain and nothing to lose. I called you today, I guess, the Australian great White Hope, and I think that's relatively prevalent because, I mean, you're probably the best, I think the best heavyweight in the country, and I mean, there's a lot of talk about our other heavyweights here. What's next for you on the calendar?
Basically keep training. I want to keep having the fights that it's going to keep sort of propelling me forward. I know I don't have a long time in this business, so assumingly Kevin Johnson's the next one. So he's knocked out Leopai and Sol now, so if I can knock him out, that shows that I'm number one.
Another intelligent fighter. He fought a very, very smart fight tonight. I was incredibly impressed with Kevin Johnson. Tonight I thought that you used your height, your bulk, your reach. You fought smarter, not harder. That left lead was absolutely beautiful. Yeah. I think that's what won the fight for you.
In all honesty, I wasn't very confident in my right due to the floor. I was sliding a lot, so yeah, the jab was the only thing I could really use. I'm still not comfortable throwing the left properly. As you can see, a couple of times I sort of threw it over him. But once I start landing that left as well, it's going to be a good night for everyone.
When this fight was about to be made, you know, and they sort of said to you, do you want to fight James Lights Out Toney? I mean, I guess the hair on the back of your neck would have stood up and the butterfly's gone, oh my God, you know, like, hang on, I'm Lucas Browne, I'm 15 and love, but, you know, will I take it? I mean, it's an opportunity you don't miss. You took it with both hands. You obviously had no doubt confidence in your own ability. Yep. Team Browne behind you over in Perth. I mean, you've travelled halfway around the world now. You've had the last 4 fights overseas. Yep. It's been a remarkable experience for you this last year, hasn't it?
Definitely, mate. As I said, I'm 34 now. I've got 5-6 years, good years in me, so I'm going full steam ahead and taking everyone on.
Well, I guess you're here for a short time, not a long time, and of course this is a very hard sport. You make a mistake and you're going to pay the price, but right. I think tonight that you certainly closed a chapter in a part of many people's books where they sort of thought, well, you haven't got a chin, and have you got a little bit of this? I think you answered all of those questions tonight. Lucas Browne, the current WBF World Heavyweight Champion, congratulations. You've done Australia proud, and we wish you all the best in the future.
Well, thank you very much, and as I said, this is just the beginning. There's so much more to come. Thank you.
Thank you. There you have it. The World Heavyweight Champion, the WBF World Heavyweight Champion, Lucas Big Daddy Browne. He did Australia proud tonight in front of an amazing 5,000 odd people here at the Melbourne Exhibition and Convention Centre. We'll be back in just a few minutes to wrap up tonight's proceedings. I'm with former World Super Featherweight Champion Barry Michael and my co-commentator here tonight. Barry, what an amazing night.
Amazing afternoon of boxing, amazing afternoon, evening of boxing. Look, Lucas Big Daddy Browne winning the WBF Heavyweight World title off the great James Toney was undoubtedly a great victory for him. And look, you know, James Toney still durable, went the full 12 rounds. But But you know, you've got to think that's got to bring the curtain down on James's career. You would think.
The significance of the win, I guess, more so than the title status, but the significance of the win for Lucas Browne was certainly something that I think will propel him on to bigger and better things now.
Undoubtedly, and he boxed a really controlled fight. It's the first or second time I've seen him fight live, and that was a couple of years ago, and he's improved dramatically. His jab was beautiful, his left jab, and the fact, as you said, he's an intelligent fighter. He composed himself well, even a couple of times there when Toney got onto him with 3 and 4 good shots, composed himself well, came back and went back to boxing properly. And look, I really believe he nearly had Toney out in the last round, and possibly could have done it. But I think out of respect he backed off a bit because he knew he was well in front, but it was great. But look, Kevin Johnson's victory over Solomon Haumono, a brilliant exhibition of what boxing's all about. Solomon Haumono, brave as Ned Kelly. For our overseas viewers, Ned Kelly is a famous villain in Australia. But look, a great card of fights. You know, good to see the up-and-comers, Jake Carr and Qamil, Balla, Matty Lytwynenko, and a couple of those other great heavyweight fights. Razvan Kajanu. It was just a great afternoon and evening of boxing.
Let's talk just quickly about the Qamil Balla fight. You know, the kid's got it all. He rushed a little bit tonight. He got the result that was desired. He won, and he won by stoppage. He did a very, very good job. Where to now for him, Barry? What have you got planned for him?
Look, Brian and I will just talk about it, and we'll just move him up gradually. There's no rush. He's only a young boy, you know. Same as Jake Carr. Jake just turned 22, and you know, Jake just had his 4th professional victory over a very seasoned opponent. And that's what we'll try to do with Qamil now. Put him in with some seasoned guys, get used to him, you know, fighting over 6 rounds, 8 rounds, and then move these guys up. And Matty Lytwynenko too got a cracking draw, cracking fight, and only had him a few months and need to change a few things with him, but a great fight.
I mean, he's a work in progress at the moment, Matt Lytwynenko. I mean, he would no doubt his confidence would have been down after coming to you after losing the Australian title to Adesanya to Bebu.
Yep.
Now he looked almost on his game tonight. Tom Ford really took it up to him. The fight was never over. He's got power in both hands, and he almost pulled it out of the fire.
He had it almost after being dropped. He got up and nearly turned around in the last round. Credit to him, and good on you, Matty. It was a great effort. But look, you know, thank you to everyone, all the sponsors, Mick Gatto, my partner Brian. It's been and you yourself, Brad. You always do a great job. And sorry for a couple of slip-ups there on commentary. I forgot where I was a couple of times, being the promoter as well. But very sorry about that, viewers. But it does happen sometimes.
Oh, Barry, look, I guess we all sometimes get wrapped up in the emotion of the event. There's raw emotion inside a boxing ring, as you very well know. And I think, look, from a viewer's perspective, I think they would probably want to see and hear that. I mean, you know, the people are going to watch it. They're going to. They expect it. But getting back to the fights, I think. You know, some of the other fights, you know, the Daniel Aman fight, the cruiserweight fight.
Daniel Aman cruiserweight fight was a cracking fight too. Contrasting styles. The seasoned veteran, you would say, Daniel Aman now is from the southpaw stance against a young up-and-coming, young, strong bull. Basically, you know, Kane fought a great fight, but Daniel Aman was the boss basically throughout the majority of the rounds. But again, a great fight, great Australian cruiserweight title fight.
Barry, as we've spoken many times, style makes fights, and Daniel Aman is not the prettiest fighter to watch, but he's so effective. And he really, you couldn't say he gave Kane Watts a boxing lesson tonight,
no.
But the experience won it for him.
The experience again won it for him, and the same as his last defence against David Allure, who's a very exciting prospect. Daniel Aman, you know, is good at what he does. He uses his reach, he uses his southpaw stance, he's patient, he's always in great condition, and he always comes home well. And, you know, experience is hard to beat, but Kane Watts will be back.
I guess for any fighter, handling the occasion, the big fight occasion, you can be the very best fighter in the world, but if you can't handle the occasion in front of 5,500 people, in front of national television, then, you know, you're really all at sea. And I think, you know, Kane Watts would probably handle the occasion very well tonight. Experience and a difficult opponent who's been there a number of times and fought on some of the very biggest fight cards in Australasia, and I think that's what got him over the line.
For sure. You know, Kane really did. If he gave it 110%, but once again, experience was just, you know, too much on Daniel Aman's side.
I was disappointed from an Australian perspective. You called it right, so did Mick, and so did Brian, that Kevin Johnson would be a little bit too smart for Solo. Where to now for Solo? Do you think that that he can still be a force in Australian heavyweight boxing?
I think definitely. I mean, who else around can beat him? I mean, even an attractive fight would be Lucas Browne and Solomon Haumono, or Shane Cameron. Shane Cameron has actually texted me from over the trench in New Zealand. I think he'll be interested in fighting one of these guys. But the sleeper amongst them all, the one that you want to stay away from, for my money, is Big Kevin Johnson. Very hard man to beat.
Well, I think he's come here, he's on a mission, he's a man on a mission, and I mean, he's come to spoil the party, he's done it 2 times out of 2 times. I don't think we need to give him a third crack.
You know, like before the fight, they said they'd agree to fight each other, but we'll see what happens. It's boxing politics.
Barry, always an absolute pleasure to work with you. Your knowledge of the sport, the respect the people of the industry participants have of you in the sport, it makes my job a lot easier, makes many of the people here their job's so much easier, and I think we've done a marvellous show tonight. I think it's been something out of the box, something very, very special happened here in Melbourne tonight.
Thank you, Brad. Always a pleasure to work with you, and you're a legend yourself, mate. You're knowledge like an encyclopedia. Look forward to seeing all the viewers again, and thank you to Epicenter TV for putting this show on.
On behalf of the crew here tonight, from Paris Productions, Epicenter TV, Mick Gatto, Brian Armatruder and Barry Michael, my name's Brad Vicali. Thank you so much for having your time with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed our stream that's come to you from this magnificent event here at the Melbourne Exhibition and Convention Centre. Good night, and we'll see you next time.